G'day everyone, this is my Fossils and Archaeology Forever world. Over the past few months I've put in hundreds of hours into making beautiful homes for tons of prehistoric beasts. And this video is a combination of episode 5, 6, 7 and 8. So if you're interested in watching the first 4 episodes, I will link the first megasode in the description. I will also have captions in this video, which is exclusive to my megasodes. Without further ado, let's get started. G'day everyone, welcome back to the Fossils and Archaeology Forever world. This is episode 5 and this is going to be a good one. So as you can see by that intro segment, I went mining far away and I gathered a lot of fossils. This is all the fossils I gathered. I gathered just tons of these fossils and a ton of these fossils as well. And I cleared this chest out and I'm just going to chuck all of these in and see what I get. Okay, it's going through all the dinosaur bones first, and then it's going to go through all the biofossils, then shell fossils, and then plant fossils. And it is working because I've already got a brachy-DNA. Okay, I'm going to leave this to cook. Let's see what I get. So while those fossils are analyzing, I'm going to run around the park and give some food to some dinos. These raptors don't need much, so I'm not going to put much in there. How much food do you guys have? Okay, you have some. I'll give you some more. So 2 things happened on stream. What happened was I accidentally was trying to mine out of the enclosure because I still don't have an entry or exit out of here. And I accidentally hit Ducky and Jackabird came to defend me. And Jackabird accidentally killed Ducky, which is really sad. But I managed to collect Ducky's bones and make a new Ducky using Ducky's DNA. So this is Ducky 2, and I'm sorry about what happened to Ducky 1. And the other thing that happened is I went fossil mining on stream and I managed to get a scarab gem. Now these are super rare, especially when you have paleontology 3 on your pickaxe, and I got super lucky, which means I can now use the scarab gem to tame large carnivores. Also, you may have noticed I did some enchanting. I maxed out this pickaxe. I think the only thing I could do to add to it would be making it netherite. I also enchanted all my armor and gave it all mending. And I also turned one of these broken ancient swords into an ancient sword and I put some enchants on it. This isn't the best enchanted sword, but it's what I've got and I'm quite happy with it. It works. I mainly just wanted looting. And also in the last episode, I hatched and tamed this Quetzal over here. And I asked you guys for a name and you guys gave tons and tons of really nice name suggestions. A notable one was Pretzel, but a lot of other people were asking me to name it after Aztec gods because there's an Aztec god called Quetzalcoatlus. And there were some other people asking me to name it Xochiquetzal. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I've shortened it to just Xochi. And you are now Xochi. I know Pretzel was the most liked one, but I just felt like Xochi was the one that suited the Quetzal's name the most, especially since so many people were asking me to name it after gods in Aztec mythology. So please correct me if I'm pronouncing its name wrong, but I'm going to pronounce it as Xochi for now. Also going to fill Xochi's food up a little bit. Here we go. Something I want to show you while these fossils analyze behind me is I found something while I was mining earlier. Let me show you the clip. Alright, so I didn't even mean to find this. I was actually digging for a way out. And I found this stronghold. I'm gonna explore it a bit, see if I can find anything useful. I don't even have the resources on me to activate the end portal, but maybe this is something I could take on in the next video, or maybe even this video. I found it! Look at this! Oh, it's only got one eye in it. Ouch. Oh my gosh, he almost hit me into the lava. I'm gonna mark down the cords. Alright, the analyzer is almost done. It's only got one more fossil left to go, so I'm pretty excited. This is the biggest amount of fossils I've ever had. Come on, any second now, and it's done. Okay, let's see what I got. Oh my gosh, it filled up the whole chest. Okay, what did I get? I got I got 2 Protoceratops, 2 Gallimimus. Yes, actually I want to add some Gallimimus, so I might do that. Oh my gosh, 2 more Velociraptors. I might actually get a male. I'm definitely gonna have to do that. I got 2 Allosaurs, another Confucianus, a Pachycephalosaurus, and a bunch of arthropods, and a mammoth as well, which is cool. I must have gotten that from a bone. It looks like I can get you a friend, Peanut. Okay, I'm gonna sort out all this DNA into my DNA barrel, which is over here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. Alright, my DNA barrel is definitely filling up. The creature I have the most of is the Dimetrodon, which I have 9 of, which is kind of crazy. Something I've been doing is I've been keeping all the cool bones. So I've got this Deinonychus claw, and I've also got all the dinosaur skulls, and also this Ankylosaurus tailbone, because it's just a cool bone. But since I have this Quetzal skull, I just thought it would be a cool detail to add the Quetzal skull at the door of the building, so we know it's the Quetzal building. Alright, so I've been blabbering on for the first part of this video, so I'm going to start explaining to you what I want to do in this video. So I'm not even going to try hide it, you've already seen it in the thumbnail of this video, but I want to make a Leopleurodon enclosure. And where it's going to go is, it's going to go right here. I've already cleared out a few trees. I don't really have a plan for this enclosure. I need to mine out a big part of this mountain here, so I'm just going to start doing that now. I want to somehow get the tail of the Diabloceratops in this build as well, because I had a lot of people suggesting ways of how I could build the Diabloceratops tail into an enclosure, and quite a few people said that I should make the Diabloceratops tail go into an aquatic enclosure. And since I haven't done an aquatic enclosure yet, I thought that's the perfect one I could start off with. So I'm gonna get to work on clearing out a nice big area for this Leopleurodon enclosure to go. Alright, so I mined out that big area and I realized I want to build this enclosure out of a lot of deep slate, so I'm down in the strip mine, and the way I mine here is I just... Ooh wee, diamonds! The way I mine is I aim 3 blocks up and then I just mine that one, and then I just keep mining through and I just collect tons of deep slate this way. Oh my gosh, a creeper just blew up in front of me and... Ah! Alright, I've vein mined out this massive area here now, so what I want to do next is I want to use all the deep slate that I've mined, and I want to start placing it around and start making an outline of how I want this enclosure to look. So I'm going to get to work on that. I think over here I'm going to turn this part into a cliff, and I'm going to use different textures of deep slate eventually. I'm just going to do an outline with cobbled deep slate, but I think just making some sort of cliff outline along here would be cool. Yeah, something like this. I like how it bends in a little bit there. And I think I have an idea for some sort of cave thing to go here. That's why I haven't continued it there. But I want to have a walkway for the guests to walk along here, and it's gonna go along with where the tail is gonna be. It's a bit hard to explain, so I'm just gonna have to build it and show you what I mean. Okay, I know it's hard to imagine right now and it looks really messy. I should really have cleaned this up before I started building. But this is what I mean. I want to have some caves in here, inside this mountain that I'm gonna build. And I also thought I could have a Leopleurodon head coming out the side here as an extra entrance into the cave. You could go through here. I think that could be cool, but I'm gonna need to do some more testing with that. Okay guys, I was worried about this happening. So currently Pepper is starving, as you can see. well, Pepper was on 0 hunger, but now she's just gone to 5 hunger because she ate that baby chicken. But I turned off death from starvation in the configs because for some reason they just don't eat sometimes. Like, she has perfect access to this food and she has plenty of food as well. But for some reason she just decides to not eat, even though she has eaten like plenty of times in the past. And Keith is also dying. Why are you guys not eating? How about you, Salt? Okay, Salt's been eating. Yeah, so I just wanted to give you proof that I am feeding them, but they're just not eating, and I've had to turn off starvation so that they don't die from not eating. Alright, I'm gonna get to work on these cliffs, make sure that they look really cool, and then I'm gonna do the floor of this enclosure. First, I gotta come back into this mine and mine some tough. Alright, I've made this wall here just to test, and I'm going to continue it over there, but I just wanted to see how it looked and how this gradient is, because I tried to put cobbled deep slate into this mason's workbench and there's no variants of the cobbled deep slate, so that's unfortunate, but there are variants of tough. So I've been able to do some tough variants into this little bit of hill here, and I think it looks pretty good. It's going to look a lot better when I do the floor, and it's also repeated over there. But I think this is starting to look quite sick. Now I'm just going to repeat it over there, and I'm also going to attach the dirt part here to the wall. But before I do that, I have an idea of something I want to do real quick. And that is, where are you? There you are. Oh my gosh, I'm blind. And that is, I want to turn these velociraptors into eggs, because I want to have 2 more velociraptors. I want to have 5 velociraptors to live in this pen. I think that's the perfect amount. And hopefully one of them will be a male, because currently I have 3 females and no males. So I'm going to let those guys cultivate up, and I'm going to get straight back to building. Alright, sick as, that's a pretty epic wall. I believe the velociraptor eggs should be done now. Let me check them. Okay, there we go. 2 velociraptor eggs and none of them turned into Phaleosauruses, which is amazing. Hey Keith. And who we got here? Pepper, where's the last one? There you are. Hey Salt. Okay. I'm gonna place these 2 guys together. And there's my Dinopedia. Okay, they're warm. Okay, I need to go kill some cows real quick. Okay, let me breed you guys up first. I need to do this quickly because I don't want the eggs to hatch while I'm not there. Okay, now you can start dying. Okay, how are these eggs doing? Let me check. Okay, I had plenty of time. That's good. Alright, they're hatching now. This is exciting. Hopefully I get a male. I really want a male, because that means I can breed them if I want to. There we go! They're hatched! Okay, we've got a male! Awesome! And another male? Okay, I think they're both males. Unless I read that wrong. Let me tame you guys up. Oh my gosh, you're eating all the steak. There we go. Okay, let me just check that again. Male. And male. Awesome! We finally got males! That's awesome! Alright, since I got so many good names for the velociraptors in episode 2, instead of asking you guys for more name suggestions, I'm just going to go back to that episode and name these 2 from some of the top comments from that episode. Shy Not Shy suggested naming one Toes. I think that makes sense because of the big raptor toe that they have. And Very Unwill suggested naming a velociraptor Milky Keith, and that got a lot of likes, so I've got to do it. Okay, where are you guys? Oh my gosh, they killed a chicken. Okay, you are going to be Milky Keith and you are going to be Toes. Welcome to the world, Toes and Milky Keith. While building this area here, I had an idea. I could probably turn this into like a cove oasis with like a beach area where some compies can live on, so it could be a Liopleurodon compy enclosure. I just need to figure out a way to make sure the compies don't escape. But before I start doing the beach part, I've been really wanting to get the Liopleurodon skull sort of thing in. It's not going to be a bone skull. It's going to be a Liopleurodon head carved out of the mountain. So it's going to be made out of deep slate and stuff. I don't know if it's going to look good, and I might end up destroying it if it doesn't look good, but I want to test it out. And then I've also got to make the little cave in here. And maybe I could do some sort of crystal cave in here. I don't know. I'll give it some more thought later, but for now, I'm going to start building this. So I reckon for the bottom jaw, I'm going to have it up a layer like this. And I want to have the bottom jaw submerged underwater and then the top part of the jaw above the water. So I'm going to make a shape and then I'm going to work off this shape. Alright, I think that's a nice angle for how the bottom part of the jaw is going to go. Now I'm going to work on the top part of the jaw. And this part is a bit hard. I'm just trying to follow the shape of the bottom jaw down there. Alright, how does this look? Oh, I actually did a pretty good job. That's a nice angle. Okay, I can work with this. This is good. I think it would be cool to have the moss coming down onto the top of the head and then I can have it overgrown. Like there's bushes and foliage growing inside of the head. I think something that I want to try is I want to see if I can use pointed dripstone and put it into the mason's workbench and try and get some different variants of pointed dripstone. Let's see if it works. Okay, here we go. Put that in. Oh, it does. There's like ice ones. There's calcite ones. Okay, this is sick. Okay, that's so good that that works. I'm gonna put this in here. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out how I want the top of the head to be shaped. Do I want it to go up a little bit and then curve it that way? Or do I want it to go up and then curve it a bit down and then have it go up as it connects into the mountain? I don't know. I'm gonna have to test this out and figure out what I've got to do here. I think instead of having it curve, I think maybe just having it flat. Just the whole way along the head, like all the way to the wall. I think that could also work as well. Okay, this is sick. I didn't actually keep it completely flat at the top. I brought it down one layer and I think it's cool. It looks like the jaw is open a lot more. Alright, I brought the bottom jaw up a bit and now I've got to do this side and then I guess I could do some texturing and adding the teeth. Alright, I'm quite happy with that. I haven't added the teeth yet because I still want to make some changes, I think, to the jaw. And if I add the teeth, since they're made out of stalagmites, they're just going to fall off and then I'm going to have to collect them again. So I want to get the head right first. I think there's a problem with it blending too much in with the background right now. So something I think I should do is I should try and find a way to add some more white in there. I think this eroded tuff should do because it's like this tuff here, but it's a bit brighter. You can tell. I mean, the shadow is sort of helping me here. But if I put them next to each other, you can tell it's a bit brighter. It almost looks like stone, but it's a bit darker than stone. So I'm going to dot some of this along sort of where the lip is. Do Liopleurodons even have lips? Is that what it's called? Okay, so I'm not really a fan of how I did it on the top jaw here. I think that doesn't look that great. I also, for some reason, put just one bit of tuff in there instead of doing the other types of tuff. But I'm quite happy with the bottom jaw. It just looks like it's wearing lipstick right now. Alright, I fixed it up a little bit. Something I think we should take into note is that it's going to look a lot better once the ground is in. And also once it has teeth, because right now it looks like it's a grandma without teeth. So I'm going to add those teeth right now. Something I want to test is if you can place two different stalagmites on top of each other. So let's place this tuff and then can I place the stone one? I can, and it works together. That's sick as. Okay, cool. I'm gonna add all these teeth now. Alright, that looks sick. Now I feel like the eyes blend in too much, but I changed the teeth from being stone and tough because those blended in too much with the background, so I changed it to diorite and calcite, so now it looks good. But now the eye looks like it's blended in too much, so I need to change that, but I'm quite happy with this so far. I just had a pretty sick idea on how I can make the eyes stand out a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, so I might cut this out if it doesn't. So the idea is I have a bunch of glow berries hanging from the inside. That will make it so there's light coming out of the eyes, which I think is a very nice detail. Okay, something like this. Let's see how it looks from the outside. Oh, that looks so cool. I love that. I need to get rid of that dirt, but I'm so happy with that. Let's see how it looks from this side. Okay, it still looks good from this side. This is very good. Alright, now I'm going to connect the top of the Leopoleurodon skull to the two walls here, and then I'm going to start working on the floor. Alright, how are the baby raptors doing? Where are they? Oh my gosh! I've been building for so long, they're already pretty much fully grown. Hello, Milky Keith. Oh, there's Toes. Hello, Toes. Alright, I just want to show this off at nighttime. It's almost nighttime, but look how cool the eyes look when they're glowing like that. Now, I'm going to start work on the floor. My original plan was having it as a pretty shallow enclosure, but I reckon I should just make it a bit more deep. So yeah, I got a fair bit of terraforming to do. Alright, sick as. I've mined out that area now, and I'm starting to have a real big problem. My backpack is full. This chest is pretty much full, and that storage room in there has been really good, but I'm starting to grow out of it pretty quickly. So I think I'm going to put a pause on this enclosure and quickly make some sort of storage shed. I think putting it right next to my house makes most sense, so I've got to clear out some trees first. I think I'm going to put it right here. I just need to flatten this terrain out a little bit. I'm not going to make this building too special since it's not the point of this video. I just need somewhere to put all my chests. So I'm going to make some sort of shack storage shed, and it should look nice in the end. And I'm pretty much out of spruce, so I need to go mine more spruce. I think the perfect place to mine spruce would be in the Leopoleurodon enclosure because none of this would turn into podzol, which is nice. I don't want the ground to be podzol. Okay, for some reason I'm liking the idea of having a porch on this shed. So I think it's gonna go something like this maybe, and then maybe the stairs can be in the middle here. Okay, I started placing in some walls and then I realized it's equal on both sides. I would like this to be an odd number, please. Alright, cool. I've lifted the walls up a bit and I've added in these stacked spruce planks. And now I'm just going to go through with an iron axe and strip all this wood. I reckon I should have some big windows on this building as well. Alright, now I want to work on the roof of this building, and I don't think I want to do the roofs. No! I don't think I want to do the roofs I've got for this building. I want to do something different, and I want to make it out of one of the prehistoric types of wood. And I was looking at the different types of fossils and archaeology wood, and I reckon this is the wood I want to use, which means I need to cook it up first. Hi cow, you're about to get milked. Alright, sick as, let's put this in. I don't know what the tree looks like or how big it's going to be, so that's why I put in 2 saplings. Hopefully it gives enough wood for the whole roof. The cultivation failed, but one of them worked? Yes, okay, cool. That's a bit unfortunate about this one. But I did get a mutant tree sapling. I don't know what the mutant tree looks like, so I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't know how big these trees are, so I gave it a big area to grow, and hopefully, yeah, I have tons of bone meal. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it's this tree. I remember this from 1.12. I have updated the game since I mined the last tree, so hopefully the leaves actually despawn this time. Oh, it is. The leaves are despawning. That's good. Hopefully I get another sapling. Also, I'm definitely going to need to mine a few of these trees because that did not give that much wood. I guess in the meantime, I can have a look at what this mutant tree looks like. Let me bone meal this thing up. Oh. Okay. Didn't use... Oh! That's cool! What? What is... It's blue wood. What are these vines? These are cool. I guess they're mutant vines. Yeah, they're mutant tree vines. These things are pretty. Oh, whoa, this wood is cool. Wow, that's kind of crazy looking. I like that. Okay, so I chopped down another one of these trees, and this one was a bit taller, and it's left some leaves just hanging out like this, which is a bit strange. I'm really hoping that they despawn and I don't have to climb up there and remove all of them myself, but I'm gonna keep growing these trees. Alright, I've got a stack and a bit. This should be enough to build this roof. So let's not waste any more time, let's get straight to doing it. Alright, so the roof is in and the building is almost completed. I just need to put the chests in, I need to put glass here. But do you like the roof? I tried to continue the bone theme. Obviously I did a big Diabloceratops skull on top of the house here. And I decided to make some just little bone shape just on the roof to give it a bit more detail. I also made it a little bit overgrown, which is nice. I always like making things overgrown. I think I'm gonna have a crafting and furnace area here. Some extra bulk items, I guess, here. And then I think most of the storage is gonna go along this wall. Now I have to do the task that I've been dreading, and that is moving all the items from my storage room into this storage room. It's gonna be so annoying. I think first I've got to start off by smelting up a bunch of iron and gold so I can make a bunch of iron chests. Oh, I've got some potatoes. Alright, so this footage is me moving all my stuff into the new storage shed, and this took so long. It took 30 minutes, which is like so long. I was dreading doing it, but I got it done. And now look at this. I don't even need a full wall of chests. I'll probably fill that out eventually, but I used a bunch of diamonds and gold to make enough storage for what I need. So this is all the wood. I've got the fossils in this chest and the items from fossils and archaeology in this chest. All my valuables are in here. I'm not going to go through everything, but that's just an example. I need to put the glass in now, and for that I need to smelt up a bunch of sand. I probably don't need this much sand, but it's good to have glass anyway. So those leaves over there didn't end up despawning. Hello, William. But I had an idea on how I can get rid of them. And for this idea, I need Sochi. What are you doing, Sochi? I'm gonna need you to get down here. Okay, let's fly you out. You probably already know where this is going, but I'm gonna use Sochi to get up to the top of these branches. And then I'm just gonna... Oh no! I did not mean to hit you, Sochi. Okay, here we go. I'm doing it now. Okay, this is a bit of a tedious way to get rid of these leaves, but I don't want them hanging. Alright, sick. I got it all done. Now there's no more floating leaves. Thank you, Sochi. Alright, I flew on Sochi to the desert and I found a desert temple. So I want to check out what's in here. Alright. Hello. Okay, I'm going to be very safe about this. I'm going to mine here. Then I'm going to jump down. Mind that. Okay, it's safe. Let's just make sure it's fully safe and get rid of this. Okay, let's see if I got anything cool. Projectile protection, that's quite Nothing good, nothing good, and nothing good. Oh my gosh. I guess a new backpack is actually pretty good. Alright, I came here to mine sand, so that's what I'm gonna do. And that was quick. That's probably all I need. Okay, so I was flying back home and I realized there was a coral ocean right here, and I think having some dead coral in the enclosure would be pretty cool. So I'm just gonna collect some random coral fans and then I'll be able to use it as dead coral later. I also think it would be nice to have some kelp.
Kelp.
These mobs are hitting poor Sochi. Okay, Sochi's home. Okay, cool. Die. Don't be hitting Sochi, that's mean. Alright, I have a ton of sand, ton of coral. I'm ready to start doing the floor of this enclosure. I don't even know if it's going to be enough sand, but I'm hoping it is. I missed it, but a creeper was in my... Oh my gosh, I need to light up this area. No, it destroyed 2 diamond chests and it also destroyed the wall. That's so upsetting. Now I've got to collect all this before it despawns. Okay, 2 more diamond chests. Alright, I fixed it, and I'm gonna place some temporary torches in here until I do the interior. The reason I didn't have any lights in before was because I wanted to do a more nicely decorated interior, but I want to get the Loorikeet enclosure done before I do that, but I should have had some torches at least. Alright, with the botany workbench I can turn sand into different like variants of sand, and I think I want to use wet sand and also grey sand. And that's going to be for like the ocean part of the enclosure. And I'm going to do like a beach thing, probably like up here at this level, just like this. And I'm going to put sand all the way up here and around the area, just so it makes it like a nice tropical beach area. But first I've got to do the sand down here. So let's get to it. Alright, we're nearing completion on this build. I can see the final stretch, finally. For this little shoreline here, I think what I want to do is I want to make it look a bit more damp and like a nice transition into this sand. So if I do birch and oak and then I strip it, it makes a nice transition texture from the dark sand to the light sand. And I wanted to make this whole sort of area a beach. And I'm going to continue this sand sort of all the way up around here. Alright, I've placed all the sand. This is looking like a pretty epic beach. Now on to the next part. I need to do this cave area. I don't think I'm going to do anything too crazy with this. I'm probably going to bring it back a bit and then curve it around until it reaches the entrances to the cave. So yeah, let's see how that turns out. What? Wait, who? Milky Keith? What? You killed Quagmire? No, what? I just finished doing the cave. Oh my gosh. How did you escape, Milky Keith? That's so naughty, Milky Keith. I can't believe you'd do that. Poor Quagmire, this is so sad. I was gonna build him a stable and everything. Ah. Come on, Milky Keith. That's not very nice. That's the second time a raptor... Oh, where'd he go? Okay, he's here. Oh, no. It's a bone. Okay, gotta make you stop. I do not want you to get into that enclosure because I don't want you to die and I don't want any of those guys to die. You can follow me over here. I wonder if there's any other raptors that escaped. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. There wasn't even any chat message saying that Milky Keith killed Quagmire. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, but they have been breeding. There's an egg right here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure there's a bug in the new update that stops the dinos from eating because I've been having to feed them all by hand. And they're still not really eating out of this. And neither are the herbivores. So they've all sort of been starving until I feed them. And I'm pretty sure it's because of a bug. Because before I updated the Fossils and Archaeology mod, they would all go and eat. They would all go and eat fine, but now they won't. It's a bit strange. I'm going to analyze these Quagmire bones, so hopefully I can get another Quagga. But let me show you the cave first. So I went to the dripstone cave so many times because I didn't realize how many like pointed dripstone I'll need for this. And you don't even fully see it. But it's illuminated a bit by the glow lichen that I've put in here. And I think it's very nice. I think this is a very nice cave. So I'm quite happy about it. And this enclosure, it's mainly done. I've got to add like a walkway so the people who work here can get around the enclosure a bit more. And let me remind you guys, if you're a new viewer or you just need a reminder, this is not a tourist park. This is for people. This is a sanctuary / ranch for the dinosaurs to live in peace and live in compatibility with humans. And this isn't for human attraction, which is why there's not really going to be much like safety guard railings to stop people from going for a swim inside this enclosure. It's going to be a pretty open enclosure. Alright, I'm going to analyze these bones and hopefully I get another Quagga DNA. I'm going to put Quagmire's head in here, but I think I'm going to name it Quagmire, so no, it was the first Quagmire. Okay, cool, I've named it, and now I'm going to plop you in here. Hey, I did get another Quagga DNA, that's so good. I think I'm going to wait till I build the stable for Quagmire to go in before I bring him back to life. Okay, there's two things I want to do next. One of those things I need to do is add water to this enclosure, and the other thing is cultivating the DNA. One Bayagoo, another Bayagoo. Let's get these guys cooking. Alright, now for the task I've sort of been dreading, and that is filling in this sort of lake oasis area. I don't actually know what to call it. But yeah, this is gonna take a bit. Alright, sick as. The water is now in, and you might have noticed in the replay a bunch of time skipped. That is because when I was placing all the water in, I went to sleep, and when I sleep, I pause the recording, and I forgot to unpause the recordings, so I didn't get the full recording of me placing in all the water. But I got enough, and it still looks pretty good. Alright, the incubators should be done. Yes, they are. I've now got 2 Leopleurodon sacks. I think before I put them in their enclosure, I should make a bubble blower, which is pretty easy. Just like that. There we go. Okay, I also just made a feeder. Okay, I'm not sure if they're gonna eat salmon or beef, so I've got both, and here we go. I'm gonna place them in. I don't believe they have an egg stage, you just place them down. Oh my gosh! Okay, can I tame you? Leopleurodon is full. Okay, they are tamed. Okay, so they automatically tame when they hatch. Okay, we've got a male and a female. That's so good. And it seems like they eat both fish and meat, which is good. And I'm gonna put this bubble blower right here. Actually, I'll put it underneath the Leopleurodon. And you need to power it with a redstone block. And there we go. Cool, they've got bubbles. I think I'll also put the feeder in the cave here, just like this. And I'll fill it up with tons of beef. They're so cool, look at them go. This enclosure is far from done. I've still got to put the dead coral in because I was meant to do that earlier but I forgot. So I'm just going to place all this down and let it die. Alright, sick as. Now I'm just going to mine all this up. Alright, cool. I've got all the dead coral and now I'm just going to place it in the water in some places. Oh no. I did not mean to vein mine that. Alright, cool, that's pretty much how I wanted it to look. I've added in all the little bits of dead coral patches. I've got some here, got some around the corner there, and also an extra bit along here. Next thing that are on the list is adding like a pathway, and I want to attach it to the side of this cliff area here. And I'm thinking I can make it sort of bend around and go into the cave. So I'm going to add a branch to this path that goes into the raptor enclosure, and I'm going to make it go this way along the beach. Alright, cool, now it's come around here and I'm gonna drop it down a few levels with some slabs. Alright, cool, I want to make it feel a bit rickety, so I'm gonna add some like trapdoors in some random spots. Alright, cool, I've gone to where the cave is and I think I'm gonna make it come over to where the Leopleurodon head is. Alright, cool, now it needs some supports and I'm gonna do that with a mix of spruce and fences. Alright, cool. Now we've got all the supports in, and what I can do is I can connect these chains to the fences and I can have it going along this whole side so there's a railing at least. Alright, and some lanterns dot along here would also be pretty nice, I reckon. Yeah, that's looking great now. Okay, so I gotta admit something. So my original plan for the Diabloceratops tail was that it was gonna go sort of over here and then like go into the water and be a cool part of like the underwater area. but I realized you probably couldn't see it that much. Hello. But I had a better idea. What I could do is I could put the Diabloceratops tail along the top of the head here. I think that would be cool. I don't think it needs to be that connected. Like, fossils get separated over time, and like this skull is already pretty far away from the ribcage. And I think it would make the Leopleurodon skull look so much cooler. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, I'm now on top of the Leopleurodon head, and I was looking at pictures of the Diabloceratops skeleton so I could figure out how I need to do this tail. And it seems like they have a pretty normal dinosaur skeleton, so it's not gonna be that hard. I just need to add some like little spikes. I'm not really sure what the spikes on the tail of the Diabloceratops is called. I'm pretty sure they're not even spikes, I'm pretty sure they're just all individual bones, and the way they're shaped makes it look like it has spikes. Alright, we're approaching the completion of this enclosure. I still got a few things I want to add, like for example, I want to make it a lot more. I want to make it feel a lot more overgrown, so I want to have some bushes and stuff, and maybe even some trees behind. I think I might just do bushes. I don't think it needs trees at the moment, because I want to do stuff up here. That's why I haven't like finished it up here. I want to maybe put like another enclosure sitting on top of this enclosure, so I'm going to have to do some massive terraforming, but that will be another time. So for now, I just want to get some grass and some bushes up there. Alright, the enclosure is now officially done. Isn't this amazing? I've been working on this video for like a week now. But yes, the addition of the grass and leaves has really brought this enclosure together. Now, I did say that I would be making this a Leopleurodon / compy enclosure, and I would have compies along this beach. But I want to put a lot more effort into making sure the compies can't escape, and also that it's a good enclosure for the compies, so I'm not going to do that in this episode since I want to get this video out. I need to remove these things off the beach. But yes, I think the enclosure is now done. Where are the Leopleurodons? Oh, they're getting so big! Look at them go, they're so cute. Wow, this is a really nice picture. I'm going to screenshot this. Alright, and of course I want you guys to leave some name suggestions for these fellas. Remember, we've got a boy and a girl, and I was thinking, can you guys come up with some weird, wacky names for these guys? Like, I don't want generic names, I want some weird, freaky names. I'm glad you guys like this as much as I do, and I'm especially grateful for my members, so I'm going to put my members on screen right now. These guys are amazing, and I appreciate them a lot. If you want to become a member, it's like $2 American, it's really not that much, and it helps support me. Anyway, I'm going to end the video now. I hope you did enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye everyone, take care. Good day everyone, welcome back to Fossils and Archaeology Survival. This is episode 6 and I've got some cool plans for today. So in the last episode I made this beautiful little storage shed, and on stream I decorated it with some beautiful plants. I made a little pathway and I think it looks so much better now. But more importantly, I made this massive Leopleurodon enclosure which took so long, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I still have some extra plans for this enclosure. It's still gonna add some foliage on the beach here. Like there's some unfinished parts like this part here, but I can do that later. But on stream, I hatched 2 new fellas. One being Barack Obama. Even though Obama is a male, this Bracky is a female. But I just thought Barack Obama was the best name because someone suggested it on stream. We also hatched another velociraptor, and the stream asked me to name it Paprika. But I want to hatch another velociraptor. I think I want to have 6 velociraptors in this enclosure. Oh no, why does it have to start raining? Oh my gosh, no way, there's another velociraptor egg. Okay, I think I only want 6, but it's cool that I just got another one. So I'm gonna hatch this fella. Hey, it's time to hatch. Hey, welcome to the world. The name of this cheeky fella, I'm going to name it J. Horner Jr. after the paleontologist that inspired Alan Grant in Jurassic Park. Thank you to the person that left that name suggestion. And finally, for these silly fellas, I'm going to name this one Anchovy and this one Charlie, after Charlie from Charlie the Unicorn, where they featured a flying Liopleurodon. And a lot of people asked me to name it Charlie, so that's why it's called Charlie. Alright, naming is done. Now, let's get on to the plans for this video. So, what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm not going to build an enclosure, I'm going to build a lab. And this lab is going to look very different to how you're probably imagining. I've got a very cool idea in mind for how it's going to look. And it's going to feature 5 main things. First main thing it's going to feature is a paleo med bay, and it's going to connect up to this massive herbivore enclosure. So if any of the herbivores have any medical problems, we can just bring them straight into the med bay. But there's also going to be another entrance from this side where other creatures like large carnivores or just other creatures that aren't in this enclosure, they can also be transported in to the med bay. Next thing it's going to include is a DNA lab. Now I'm thinking of doing 3 layers of this building, so bottom layer is going to be med bay, then it's going to be DNA lab, and on the 3rd layer up the top I'm going to do a greenhouse. So it's going to have access to the sun, it's going to have a little sunroof, and it should look really good. 4th thing it's going to include is a villager trading area. So this area isn't very good. This little area is meant to be more for the Quetzal, but I just plopped my villagers in here, but I want to give them an actual trading area that looks good. And last thing I want to do is an office. It won't just be an office, it will also be where I display all my bones and other cool paleontology stuff. I'm thinking I'll make a different building for the archaeology side of the mod. So this is just going to focus on the dinosaur side. So these are all the things that I'm going to include in this building that I'm going to plop right here. Another thing I want to do if I get the time is I want to expand this enclosure, because a lot of people are saying that I should just make it a massive open herbivore enclosure that features a ton of different herbivorous dinosaurs. And I really like this idea because currently I only have 2 brachys and like a bunch of parasaurs. And I have quite a lot of herbivore DNA, so I'm thinking I might hatch some Gallimimus in this video. Actually, looking at that DNA just reminded me that I went mining for fossils on stream and I got all these fossils here. So I'm going to analyze all these and hopefully I get a few more herbivore fossils, and also I want to get a Pteranodon fossil as well. So I'm going to plunk all these in and I'm going to leave these running while I start collecting resources for this build. I actually just discovered a few more fossils in this backpack. Oh, and I got some here. Didn't even see those. So I'm going to chuck these in as well. Actually, I didn't start collecting resources. I instead edited those clips and now all the fossils are ready. Alright, the analyzer seems to be done, but I've noticed that there's still plant fossils in it, which means the chest is still full. So, oh my gosh, I got a lot of biofossil DNA. I didn't get much slate fossil DNA. I didn't have much slate fossils in there, but did I already have some in here? I didn't really check. Oh, but this is so cool. I'm going to immediately sort all this DNA into my chest. I did get an Elasmotherium and a Megalania. I think these were both from bones and not biofossils. I just noticed I got this Deinonychus DNA, which is cool. I can make another raptor pen. Okay, cool. This is the current DNA chest. I'm going to put out a poll for my YouTube members on my Discord to vote on what herbivore I should add to my herbivore enclosure. Alright, I've let all my members know by the end of this video, I'll be hatching new herbivores. Alright, so this is sort of a little side quest I've got to do because it's important. So I completely filled up my dirt chest. So I upgraded it to an obsidian chest and I noticed it didn't get bigger than the diamond chest. So I went to look up the expanded storage mod and it's been deleted or taken down. I don't know, but this means if I want to update the mod in the future, I will not be able to use this expanded storage mod. So I've had to find another storage mod, and the one I've decided to use is Tom's Simple Storage, and it adds all these. And I don't fully know how it works, so I'm gonna have to figure out how it works. I've got some chest. One thing I know it does do is that you can access it from further away if you use this, and if you upgrade to netherite, it makes it so you can access the storage system from anywhere in the world. So that's really good. So now I've just got to figure out how I make this mod work. And since this is going to require a lot more chests than these ones, I'm going to make the storage down below. So I made a big area down there to put all the chests, and I'm going to try to figure out this mod without watching any tutorials. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of chests because I assume I need a bunch of chests for this. So I think one of the main things I need is the storage terminal. Okay, sick as, we got a storage terminal. Now I think we need an inventory connector. Oh, do I even have an ender pearl? Oh, I do. That's so lucky. Okay, now I think how this works is I've got these chests here, and if I place that on there and I place this here, I can access all these chests. So if I put ladders in this one and obsidian in this one, there we go. I get to access all these chests at once. So now I want to make it so I can access it from all the way up here. So I want to put this here and put that there. And now it's got access to all these things, but I want these things to be downstairs. But the way I'm going to get it to reach down there is I'm going to make a chain of chests going all the way down to these fellas. And now if I put my ancient sword in this chest, it should be linked up to there. Wait, let's check. Ancient sword. It is! That's awesome. Alright, now I need to move all these chests into here. Okay, I'm really hoping this goes smoothly because I do not want to lose tons of items. So while I move all my items into the new storage system, I would like to say thank you so much for the support on my latest Fossils in Archaeology video. It's now my most viewed video on my channel, and that's just crazy to me. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy this one as much as the other one. Alright, the room is now cleaned. I also turned the terminal into a crafting terminal, so if I want to craft something, I just click that and then move items, then bam, I've got oak slabs. I can remove it as well. And it goes straight back into here. So that's all good. This room feels a bit empty now, so I need to... Oh my gosh, that reflects green light. I didn't even know that. That's so cool. ADHD moment right there. But yes, this room feels a bit empty, so I'm going to have to decorate this room pretty soon. But I'm not going to do that now because I really want to start working on the lab. And one of the things I need to start producing is honeycomb, which means I need to go grab some leads and go find some bees. Alright, I finally found some bees. I'm just going to try and get them into their beehive. Go on, go in. To get them to go into their beehive, they're going to want to pollinate first. So I'm going to let them do that. I don't think this fella wants to go in, so I'm just going to grab the beehive with the other two bees inside. And then I'm going to run back home in the rain. Alright, I'm not that good at redstone, but I think I'm good enough that I can build a bee farm. So the flower's going to go there. Dispenser's going to go here. I'm going to put this bee nest right here. Oh no. That means that they can escape. I need to block this off. Okay, so I built the bee farm and it is working, I can confirm. It didn't look very good in the video, so I just cut out it all, but it is working. And all the honeycomb goes into this chest, and I can access the honeycomb from this terminal up here if I type in honeycomb. There we go. There it is right there. So that is now complete and I have infinite honeycomb. Alright, another block I need a lot of is terracotta, and the easiest way to get terracotta is going to the Badlands biome, but the Badlands biome is 1600 blocks away in both directions, so I'm thinking I'm just going to make a quick portal there. So now I need to go into the nether. I hate the nether so much. Okay, where do I have to go? I have to go to minus 204 and minus 209. How am I going to get there? Okay. I think while I'm here it won't hurt to collect a little bit of quartz. Oh no. I saw that spawn on there last second. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's quickly build this. Ah! Oh my gosh. Alright, sick as. Now I'm at the location where I need to make this portal, so I'm just gonna plop this up. Alright, the obsidian is. Now I need to use my flint and steel and go in the nether. Hey, we're here. This is so good. Now I need to mine all the terracotta. Alright, sick as. Now I've got a ton of terracotta. I don't think I'll need to collect any more for a while, which is good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was so close to dying just then. Alright, the next thing I need is a bunch of spruce, and I'm just gonna grow these on top of the Ket's dome because that way the podzol won't spread onto the grass and I can just remove the dirt right after. I usually tire out when mining trees in Minecraft, but when it comes to spruce and jungle trees, it's so fun, especially spruce trees because they're just so easy and you just get a ton of wood. Sorry, little rant tangent while I chop trees. Alright, I'm officially ready to start building. I've gotten all the resources I need. I gathered up a bunch of extra granite. Actually, I can put that back in here. I also made a bunch of bricks and mined up a bunch of copper, which I'm currently smelting. Something I wanted to do though, I wanted to see if I can bring my storage system over to where I'm building so I don't have to do a bunch of laps. So let me see if I can make a line going all the way there. Alright, I made a massive snake line. And I'm just going to attach this. Oh no, why isn't it? Oh wait, did I do something wrong? Oh no. Damn it, why am I here? I did not realize I was at such a low health. Oh, and there's a lot of creepers. I'm just going to sleep. Oh, this isn't connected here. Okay, hold on. Okay, hopefully this works. If I put that there. It still doesn't connect. Okay. Alright, I just connected this weird what's it called? An infantry cable connector, and I think that should work now. If it doesn't, I'm gonna cry because I'm not gonna know how to do this. Please work. Bam! Yes! Sick as. Okay. I also made this wireless terminal, and it works from 16 blocks away, so I can just click that, and I can open it from standing over here. But if I go too far back, it's not gonna work. But if I eventually get netherite, I can access it from like all the way over there if I wanted. Alright, I'm gonna get an outline of how I want this build to go. So I'm gonna just do it with cobblestone. So I'm making this structure very organic. And what I mean by that is it's not going to have a lot of flat walls. It's gonna have tons of different shapes. And like, for example, this wall is a curve. Okay, so this shape looks pretty small from up here, but it's going to be very tall, so there's actually, I feel like there's going to be a lot of room to work with the taller I go. And I think I'm going to want to collect a bunch of my workbenches and move them over to where I'm working. I'm going to replace this cobblestone with this etched stone. It looks a lot nicer, and this is just going to be a foundation for the building. The rest of the building is going to be mostly wood. Okay, cool. I'm thinking I'm gonna just do the outside of the building first and then do the interior, because the interior is a whole different section and I just want to focus all my brain power onto finishing the outside, and then I'll do the interior. So the next thing I want is a bunch of spruce blocks, and I'm gonna grab an axe because I want to strip these as well. I want to use spruce because it doesn't feel too industrial. I want to make this place feel very eco-friendly, not like the Ket's building. That's too industrial. So down there, that's where I want to put the herbivore entrance into the paleo medbay, and this is where I want to have the entrance for the other dinosaurs. Alright, I wasn't too sure what block to pick for these walls, but I'm thinking the colors I decided on was this salmony pink, so granite and bricks work really well for that. And I'm just going to do like this checkered granite tiles out here, and then I'm going to do like bricks with these bricks mixed in, and then the rest of the wall is going to be this sanded granite. And I'm going to do this on all the walls pretty much. I'm looking at this wall right here and it feels very blank. It might look better with stuff on top, but I think I want to add some sort of detail like here. I think I cut out these holes, and I'm thinking I could put a mosaic in the middle with some glazed terracotta. I'm not sure though, it might look weird. Oh my gosh, I just made a stack of furnaces. I just shift right clicked, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm thinking a very simple pattern, just like that should work on both sides, and then I can do something special with a glowstone in the middle. I don't know how to feel about this. I'll see how it looks with the extra layers of the building on top, but this kind of looks a bit strange right now. Alright, I'm gonna get the rest of this first layer done in a little time-lapse montage, and then I'll get back to you. I want to take this as a quick second to remind you guys that I have a community Discord server, And in this server you can give me video ideas, you can talk with the community, you can post your art, you can post the enclosures that you build, and it's also where I announce when I go live and post videos. I'm also pretty active in the chat discussion, so yeah, join if you want. Alright, unfortunately it's raining, but I made a bunch of progress. I really want to get some acacia to put right here, but when I search up, I don't have much. I've only got 15 logs, so I'm gonna have to grow some saplings. Alright, that was easy. Now I've got 32 logs. Alright, now I've made a bunch of stairs and trapdoors, and I was thinking I'll just do something very simple and basic like this. There we go, that looks cool. Alright, now I think I need to make some scaffolding because this building is going to be quite tall, and I've been using cobblestone to pillar up and it's quite annoying. But I do not have that much bamboo, so I'm going to have to farm this up a little bit. Here we go, 50 bamboo should be enough. Okay, let's see how far I can go with 48 scaffolding. Okay, so I'm not sure if I mentioned it at the start of the video, but I want to connect this building to this building. So there's going to be an overhead walkway and a little tunnel that you walk through here. So I'm going to have curve this arch a little bit here, and there's going to have to be a shorter arch on this side. I'm also going to make an entrance into the building right here. For this bridge, I'm going to do a very similar pattern to my starter house where I just do these stacked spruce planks and also mix with stripped. And I'm also going to have some windows along here as well, I reckon. The reason why I'm building this bridge before finishing this building here is because I want to see how tall this bridge needs to be so then I can match the height with the roof of the main building. I've also just collected a bunch of copper stairs, and I want these to be upside down like this, and I want them to oxidize a bit more so then I can wax them. And let me show you how much honeycomb we've collected. There we go, 63. Yeah, so once this gets to the second stage of oxidization, I'm gonna wax all that. Okay, some of you guys might think I'm a bit crazy for this one, but I'm going to use note blocks as a building block. And it's gonna look good, trust me. They're gonna go along this top part above the copper stairs, and then in front I'm gonna place these jungle gates. Okay, that looks sick. Now I'm gonna repeat it on that side over there. Alright, I've now repeated it on the other side. And I've also started work on the building that's going to go here. I'm thinking of having like a main garage entrance right here. There's going to be a path entrance leading into here so I can get in this way. And for these walls, they're not going to remain spruce. I'm going to change these to spruce planks. And I'm also going to strip them all. I'm also thinking I'm going to put like a glass wall here and open it up into the cat's enclosure a bit so I can have another view. Look at Sochi. She's so beautiful. Another thing I want to do is I want to continue this grass going up onto the roof up here. And then I'm going to have more grass on the top of this building. It should feel very eco-friendly. Yep, so that's what I'm going to spend the next bit of time doing. I'm going to finish the roof here and I'm going to finish this building here. Let's do it. Okay, I've got a huge announcement. I am going to be opening a Fossils and Archaeology server just for my members to play on. So if you're interested in joining me and my members in making your own dinosaur zoo on a server with other people, then this is the place for you. I'm not going to be making videos on it, but I will be streaming it. And I plan on making a big dinosaur park. It should be really fun. There will also be shops where you can buy and sell items, or like dino DNA or bones or eggs or something. It's going to be run on Fabric, so it's going to have most of the mods that I have. So if you're interested in joining, it's a great way to become a part of my community. But becoming a member in general is just a great way of supporting me and helping me make these videos into something I can live off. But yes, I plan on opening this sometime in the next 2 weeks, so please consider joining. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Alright, I know there's been a lot of montages in this video. You just gotta stick with me because there's still gonna be some more coming. I'm trying to keep them as entertaining as possible. But anyway, this building is pretty much done. I just need to get rid of that dirty ceiling. Needs an interior and it needs a floor, but the outside is all done. And I think it looks really cool. Actually, no, it's not all done. This copper needs to oxidize. But maybe I could plant some trees along the roof here. I think that could be cool. Anyway, I'm gonna come back to working on this building now that I know that's going to go up to this height pretty much. Might I say, what a treat this terminal has been. This has been an absolute save. And if you look at that, Brachybarma is all grown up now. Isn't that amazing? And also, the Leopleurodon should all be grown up as well, because they weren't at the start of the video. Now they should be. Oh yeah, look at these guys. They're all grown up and they're so beautiful. Hello. Hello Charlie. Hello Anchovy. Alright, now I want to get back to working on this wall here and probably just figuring out this whole layer going around here. So first off, I found these granite topped walls and they have little bits of grass on top, which I think brings the whole thing together. I just want to try out these palm buttons. They might look a little strange, but I want to use some of the Fossils and Archaeology wood. Yeah, it looks better than before. I'll keep it. I might make a whole platform of scaffolding to work on just to make things easier. Okay, you can't really see it well on the other side of the scaffolding, but I want to make a jungle window with massive jungle windows. There's going to be a bunch of them that look like this, and I'm just going to repeat them all along the wall here. Okay, sick as. This is sort of how I wanted them to look. Actually, I did grab a bunch of signs and I thought they would probably look good along here, but maybe not. Looking better, but still feels like it's missing something. Okay, that's looking a lot better, and we're gonna ignore the weird floating scaffolding. I'm thinking I might do something a bit different here, maybe some more note blocks. I think instead of continuing this up with this sanded granite, another note block pattern would be cool, just like I did over there. But I want this one to look a bit different and have a lot more windows. Okay, this is good. Still needs more details though. Yeah, I've added these weird borders with stairs, and I think I'm just gonna do a bunch of fence gates here and possibly some signs. Oops. Actually, yeah, that's a good spot. Adding some trapdoors along here would actually add a bit more depth and color and shape. Okay, now I think I'm gonna continue these large spruce beams all the way to the top of where I'm building. Okay, I'm a bit lost on what I want to put up there. I was actually thinking I could have a little sign that says that it's a lab, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to need some like slabs and stairs and trapdoors. So if I'm going to have a sign that says lab, or I don't know, I'm not sure how much text I can fit into this area. I feel like the background should be pretty dull, so maybe dripstone and light grey terracotta? Yeah, that works. Some letters in front would probably make it less boring right there. I'm thinking the text should be something colourful though, or bright. Maybe like netherwood, but I don't think I have any netherwood. Yeah, I have no crimson wood or warp wood, which is a bit unfortunate, so I might have to make a trip to the nether if I want to do those colours. So I'll tackle that at another point. I'm going to work on getting this layer done now, I think. And for this part over here, I plan on putting glass behind these windows, and I'm also thinking I'll repeat this pattern but with spruce, and I'll put it on this layer here. And then maybe I'll continue it all the way around here. It might look strange, but may as well test it out. Okay, it doesn't look that strange, it actually looks pretty good, and it will look a lot better when there's glass. And that's the final layer of the building. Now I'm going to put the roof on. But before I do that, I'm going to work on this part right here. Now for this, I'm going to have it extend out to this length. I'm going to strip it. And the reason I'm having it extend out over the edge is because I want to have a pretty big greenhouse area, and just giving myself this much extra room would probably give me a lot more to work with. Alright, this is all center up here and it looks really nice, but this down here is not center anymore, so I think I'm gonna have to shift this whole part of the building over one block because this center part right here is not lining up, and that's upsetting me quite a bit. So now I've got to tear all this down. Okay, I'm sorry it's rainy, but look at that. It's all centered and it looks so much better now. Alright, sick as I've nearly finished the exterior of this building. I've just got this last little wall to do and then I've got to do the roof. For this wall right here, I want to have some foliage climbing up it. And one of the best ways to do that in fossils and archaeology is using Tempskia leaves. And you obviously get that from the Tempskia trees. So I've already made some biogoo and I've got some petrified Tempskia saplings and I'm going to cook these up. Hopefully this is the last time I need to use these two analyzers because then I'll be able to use analyzers inside my lab. I accidentally clicked pause on recording, but both of the cultivators failed, which is really quite annoying because now I need to make 2 new cultivators and also more biogoo. Oh my god, I'm out of iron as well. Oh my gosh. Okay, Sweet has got 2 new cultivators. Where is he? Okay, round 2 of trying to get the Tempskia trees. Okay, where did Peanut go? Oh, there you are. How did you get here, Peanut? You're probably starving. Here we go. Follow me, please. Into the house, please. Here we go. No, look this way. There we go. Peanut is back in the house. You silly little guy. I'm thinking I'll probably move Peanut into the greenhouse once I've built it, and then I'll hatch some more Confucianus so Peanut has a friend. No way, you're kidding, another one failed? This is getting really annoying. Hopefully this one doesn't fail, because then I'll only have to grow 1 tree. Okay, I was going to leave it to only cultivate 1, but I made another cultivator because I'm going to need more cultivators anyway. And there we go. I'm now cooking another one, but I'm still hoping this one gets through. Come on, it's so close. Better not fail now. Moo! Oh, it finished! Yes! Isn't this amazing? Oh my gosh. I just ran out here to plant this tree and Peanut is still following me. Oh my gosh, Peanut, you're going back home. Alright, I'm ready to grow this tree. I don't actually know how it looks, so I'm just gonna plant it and see how it goes. Oh, that's tiny. What the hell? Can I right click this and it'll keep growing? No? Ooh. How do you get saplings for this? I was hoping I would get a sapling from that. I'm just gonna shear the rest of these. I really hope that's not the normal height of this tree because that would suck. Because then it's gonna be so hard to get more leaves. Okay, at least we have this other one that's ready to grow. And I'm just gonna plop it right here. Please be taller. It's not. It's... I only got 1 of these ones. Oh no. Wait, can I bone meal them? No. I can't bone meal anything. Oh, that's so painful. Okay, so my original plan was to have a bunch of azalea leaves like this. And then have these Tempskia leaves like that. And then, you know, have them all around. So it looks really cool. But since I don't have many Tempskia leaves, I don't want to do this anymore. I think I'm just going to stick to the azalea. And I'll probably find some alternative, maybe just vines will work. But I think I'm still going to continue the azalea leaves going up. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Actually, no, I didn't want to waste these, but I don't think anything is a waste if it looks good. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. I love that. And now I just need to connect that little part up there. And then all the walls are done, finally. I didn't faff around for too long. I just did something really easy and I think it looks good. I've just noticed though, those are all oxidized to what I want and that one is oxidized too much. So let's check how much honeycomb I've gotten. Oh my gosh, I can see it right there. It's 153. That's crazy. Time to start waxing. Let's do this. Other ones on this side doing. Ooh, that's rough. There's not even 1 oxidized yet. That's crazy. And may as well check these ones over here. Oh, these are all done. That's great. Alright. Before I finish the roof, I want to get distracted. Woohoo! I love getting distracted. I don't. I've been getting distracted this whole time while making this video. That's why it's taking so long to come out. I'm so sorry. But this is an important distraction because my YouTube members have voted on my community Discord server on what the next 2 species of dinosaurs I will be hatching. And they are Ankylosaurus and Triceratops. Hooray! And I've got 3 Triceratops DNA, so I'll be hatching 3 Triceratops, which will be cool. So I'm going to start cooking these guys up. Oh wait, I need biogoo. Okay, lovely jubbly. Let's start getting these guys made. Hey, these ones are done, which is great, and they didn't turn into a Phaleosaurus, which is even better. Okay, now I'm gonna cook the next 2 Triceratops up, and then I'm gonna hash these fellas. Okay, so while those last 2 cook up, I'm gonna quickly run to the nether and see if I can get that nether wood that I talked about earlier in the video. Pretty sure the Crimson Forest is pretty close, so... Oh wait, that's a warped forest. Okay, I want a Crimson Forest. I want the purple wood. Okay, well, good thing I have a nature's compass and I can just search up Crimson Forest. There it is. Start search. Okay, it's this direction. I'm going this way. Oh my gosh! What? I didn't even see that guy there. Hey, I found a path that I've already been down. I'm gonna go this way. Oh, that's where my portal to the mesa is. There it is. I found it, finally. Yeah, I don't need too much of this. I'll just collect enough. Alright, I should have enough warped wood now. I mean crimson wood, yeah. That's pretty good. I'm going to head home. Alright, let's see how these eggs are doing. Oh, they're not even done. I guess because I was unloading the chunks. Hey, you can't come through here. That's naughty. Hey, lovely, they're done now. Let's jump into the Herbie enclosure and let's hatch these fellas. Alright, that's the Anki egg. And let's get 3 Triceratops eggs surrounding them. And they're all warm, which is good. They can probably escape here, so I need to block this off until I get the actual door in. Oh, that went wrong. There we go. Oh, here we go. They're starting to hatch. I haven't seen any of the models for these guys, so I'm super excited for what they look like. Oh my gosh, he's so chubby. Oh, look at them. Hello. Okay, we've got a male Anki, a male Triceratops. Oh gosh, where do they go? I'm gonna feed them all really quick. There we go. I think they're all fed now. Okay, so it seems we got 2 male Triceratops, 1 female, and the Anki is also a male. I'm definitely going to expand this enclosure to come probably out all the way to like over here and around here. But I'm not going to do that in this video because we're running out of time. And I wanted to get this building done behind me. Alright, I'm going to name one of these baby Triceratops Jazzy after one of my members. And I'm going to name this Triceratops Og after another one of my members. But I'm going to leave it to you guys to name the 3rd Triceratops and the Ankylosaur. Alright, distraction successfully completed. Now I'm going to get to working on the roof. And it's going to be a completely glass roof. I don't know if I mentioned this somewhere at the start of the video, but yeah. It's going to be a greenhouse glass roof. I don't know if I'll make it green, I'll probably just make it the same color as this. But this will be where I keep all my plants and stuff. Not all going to be glass, I'm also going to have some of these roof blocks on the outside. And I'm going to continue this the full way around the building. Alright, in this time lapse I decided to complete all the roof with all the glass. And I also decided to do some more colourful windows, so I changed the glass to light blue and cyan. And it made the build pop so much. You'll see that later in the montage. Anyway, I want to talk about where I've been for the past week or so. I'll put some videos on screen. Because in Australia, a big fella named Alfred rolled around. And if you don't know what Alfred is, it's the cyclone that hit me and made me lose power for a whole week. It was so sad and boring. And I was not able to make any videos. But power's back and I'm back. Woohoo! And if you're worried about me, I'm perfectly fine and safe. It was nice to have a little social detox and a break from media for a week. I've also been taking this video a bit slower because I want people to be reminded of beauty and the value of what cannot be rushed. I hope you guys can see that, and I hope you guys can also realize that it's okay to slow things down and not rush things and just do things how you want to do it. Anyway, build's done, let's get back to it. Alright, the outside of this building is now officially done. Let's have a look at this from up above. So, I got the lab sign in. This is pretty much how I wanted it to look, and I think it's really nice. It's nice and vibrant with the purple. I did a cyan color roof. It looks more blue with these shaders, but I still think it looks good. I also did cyan glass for this layer, and I did blue glass for this layer. So, I definitely overestimated how much I would be able to get done in this video because I have not been able to start any interior. When I was about halfway through this video, I was like, yeah, surely I'll be able to work on the greenhouse. But no greenhouse in this video, unfortunately. But that does mean I've got a bunch to do in the next episode, which is just like this whole interior. Also, I thought of a way to get infinite fossils in a little farm I can make. So I'm going to do that in the next episode as well. Something that I totally forgot that I did on a stream was I made this down here. And this is where I want to have an iron farm. See, I've already got the beds in. I've got this little spot where iron golems can fall and then their head will go into the lava. So hopefully I can make the iron farm in the next video as well. Before I finish this video, I do really quickly want to get a floor plan of how I want this interior to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine up this floor here. There we go, flattened out this ground. And then for the floor, I'm going to do a pattern that I've never done before. I'm going to use smooth sandstone and fine birch planks. This building is very organic, so the floor isn't going to be equal in all spots. But I think trying to make some big squares with the birch and then sandstone in the middle could work as a floor pattern. Something I also realized that I'm probably going to have to do in the next video is I'm going to need to find someone to work here as a staff member at this lab. There we go, that's a pretty strange floor, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. I didn't want the building to feel so sterile like most modern labs do, so I like a bit of color and I like this floor plan, and it also has a ramp going up here. Next I'm going to fix these walls right here because I don't like the dirt. Okay, that looks so much better. Now I need to fix this part right here. And this part I guess is a whole nother layer, so I should probably have some stairs going up to that layer there and also some stairs going down to this layer. Right, these are the current stairs. They're a bit whack right now. I'm going to have that floor come down one layer just to give a bit more headroom on that level, and there's still tons of headroom down here, so it's fine. Alright, cool. I haven't placed in... Oh, look how much they've grown. Yeah. I haven't placed in all the layers yet, but this is how it's going to go. Medbay down the bottom here. Then there's going to be an area here where I analyze and cultivate my dinos. Up here, we're going to have the research. Up here, I'm going to have the office and also where I want to put the thing that gives me infinite fossils. And lastly, this is where the greenhouse is going to go. There's some nice access to the sun up here, but it's morning, so the sun isn't really shining that much yet. I think you guys should leave some suggestions on what I can do to decorate these different sections. Over here is where I want to keep my villagers in this building here. The villagers are currently right behind this wall. But yeah, I've got so much space to work with up here. It's so good. Alright, last thing I'm gonna build before I finish this video is this door here. Obviously, it's got to be closed so random dinosaurs just don't walk in. Now, I want to get you guys' thoughts and opinion. Oh my gosh, why does it have to rain? Should I make a garage door made out of building blocks that I've just like this, or should I use these garage doors? These garage doors are annoying to make because they cost so much iron and you only get 3 per 5 iron. So I'm just going to leave it like this, but let me know if you think I should do it out of garage doors, because with garage doors I can open the door as well. Okay, before I end this video, I'm going to run around making sure all the dinosaurs are fed because they do not want to eat our feeders anymore. Hey Jazzy! Yeah, I hope you like it. Hey Og, how's it going? Oh my gosh, the Anki's getting quite big. It's so cute. I love that Anki. I realized I only fed 2 Triceratops. Where is the third one? Did I feed you? I did, didn't I? Yeah. Where did the third Triceratops go? Oh gosh, please say it hasn't escaped or something worse has happened. Oh! There, right over there. The cheeky fellow is hiding. There you go. Enjoy that. Okay, so someone said I mispronounced it in the last video, but I still can't remember fully how to pronounce it, so I'm just gonna keep calling it Sochi. And of course, I've got to feed the 6 raptors. Hello, Keith! Hello, Pepper! Hello, Paprika! Hello, Salt! Hello, Toes! Okay, I feel like I'm missing one. Is that you? Yeah, I think it is you. Okay, all the raptors are fed. Oh, and they've run out of food. Okay, I'm gonna cook up this beef because cooked beef gives more meat. I already had some steak in my storage system, so I'm just going to grab that out and put it straight into here. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it. Remember, I'm starting up an SMP for my members to play on, and that SMP could be starting as soon as this Saturday. So if you're a member or you're considering being, so if you want to join, become a member and also join the Discords, because then you'll get access to the SMP. I'll also be streaming the start of the SMP live, so that should be exciting. I want to quickly put my members on screen right now. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. You're the best. Let me know what you think of this lab. Do you like it? Would you prefer a more industrial, sterile lab, or do you like this beautiful wood lab? Remember to leave name suggestions for the Anki and the Triceratops. And yeah, I really hope you did enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. G'day everyone, welcome back to episode 7 of my Fossils and Archaeology world. In this video I'm going to be extending the laboratory and extending the herbivore enclosure. I did a stream last night, and on stream I got a bunch of things done, such as making this beautiful garden here. I also did the interior to my storage shed. As you can see, it's a lot more beautiful now than it was before, and Stream Chat helped me out with this as well. I also did some work on placing some lights around the area, and it looks so beautiful now. Even at nighttime, it's so beautiful. The area is so illuminated, and this world is sort of turning very Dino Cottagecore, which I like. I also built some trees on top of the lab over there. I want to say that these are probably some of the nicest trees that I've built. I had this little corner of my world that was empty next to my raptor pen, so I decided to build a custom palm tree, and I used enrichment balls for coconuts, and this just looks so beautiful. You may have also noticed in the intro I got an achievement for mining fossils, and that's because my achievements and statistics reset. So now I don't know how long I've been playing this world for, or all the things I've done in this world. And the reason this happened was because while I was live, my storage on my computer filled up and it crashed my game, and when I tried to rejoin I lost all my advancements and statistics. So that is really sad, and I don't think there's much I can do about it. Okay guys, I have some sad news. Since updating to the new Fossils and Archaeology version, the feeders were fixed, and then they all started eating a bunch of food. And I didn't realize that, and then they started starving a bit. And when they start starving, the non-tame ones become aggressive, and Augustus and Jimothy both attacked me. And then all my other creatures tried to save me from Augustus and Jimothy, so it meant that they both died, unfortunately. Another weird thing with the new Fossils and Archaeology update is that they're all, except Jacobird here, they're all hugging the wall, which is so weird. But you guys did leave some cool new name suggestions for my Triceratops and Ankylosaur, so I'll be naming this Triceratops Bumpy. Oh wait, no! I was meant to name the... Oops. I was actually meant to name the Anky Bumpy. Okay, I've got a new name tag, and I'll be naming the Ankylosaurus Bumpy, and the other Triceratops that is also named Bumpy right now, I will be naming you Germa, because some really weird person kept nagging me to name it Germa. So I was scared, and so that's why I'm naming it Germa. Someone actually suggested a great way I can keep the feeder full is if I put a hopper on top of the feeder, then I can funnel in a bunch of food so I don't have to run back every time a stack goes through. But yeah, I'm really sorry about the dinos dying. I did not expect for when I updated the mod that they would act different like this. But those distractions aside, I did end up turning the lab door into a garage door like that so I can open up and close it. I also removed this floor so there's a lot more room in this paleo med bay on the bottom floor. I also did start work on finishing these floors, but I was doing on stream and I sort of ran out of oak and then I got distracted. So I think to start the episode, I'm going to finish placing in all the floors. Okay, sick as I got the floor in on the bottom level and the top level. Now I'm ready to move on to the next thing. And that next thing is the interiors for these floors. So this floor right here is where the greenhouse is going to go. I mentioned that in the last episode. This one right here will be where the office goes, and this is the bottom level where the paleo med bay will go. And as you can see, I've got tons of headroom to fit the dinosaurs inside of here. And out here I want to have an outdoor surgery area that's for the big dinosaurs like the brachiosaurs and the T-Rexes, things that wouldn't actually fit in here as much as I would want them to. And this building is where I'm going to have villagers. I know I said some of this in the last video, but it's just to remind you. Okay, I'm ready to start building the greenhouse. I've got these blocks, and with these blocks I'm just going to try and figure out a layout of how I want this room to look. Okay, so this is how I've got laid out at the moment. I've got two little things here. One can probably be like a water tank so I can give water to all the plants. Maybe another one could be a filter or something. This is probably going to be a spot where I place some plants, and also these are going to be some plant beds as well. Another plant bed can probably be here and you can walk around it up here. I want to have some conficiones in this greenhouse as well, just so they can fly around with the plants. So maybe I can make a little perch or something here where they can eat and sleep, but they have access to the whole room so they can do whatever they want inside it. I want these tanks to have sprinkler systems that go onto all the plants as well, so I want to have some pipes going across all the beds. Okay, just like that. Now that I've figured out a layout, I'm going to actually put the plant beds in. Okay, I've done a mix of normal dirt and also rooted dirt. For some reason, I feel like copper would actually be a pretty good block to make these beds out of, but I don't have that much copper. Actually, I do. I can turn it into cut copper and have a bunch more. Oh yeah, with the shaders, the copper has a reflective surface. I really like that. Alright, I've got all these plant beds in and they're all made of copper, and I'm not sure if I want the oxidized versions or if I want it to stay this orange copper color. I also added some ramps here so I can get up around here. Next, I'm going to put the sprinkler system in, and I think first, before I do that, I've got to figure out how I want these tanks and filters to look. So I swear I just saw, oh my gosh, I did! One of the parasols escaped and went for a swim in the Leopleurodon enclosure. What are you doing, man? Who is this? Keith 2 Electric Boogaloo. Are these guys staying away? Okay, I need to get Keith 2 out of here. Come on, buddy. This way. Oh no. Come on, you can swim. I believe in you. Yes, there we go. Okay, I don't know how Keith 2 Electric Boogaloo escaped. I literally don't think there's any way for them to escape. And now Keith is stuck. Yeah, there shouldn't be any way for them to escape. I guess they just glitch out the walls. This is honestly quite annoying, but it's alright. Can you fit through here? No. Before I got distracted, I was working on these like sort of tank and filter designs. They both have water in them, even though it doesn't really matter. Like I can fly in. You can see there's like water particles. You can't really see with the shaders, but this is sort of like a tank. And this is sort of where the water gets distributed into the pipes. I don't know how I feel about these. I'm not really good at designing this sort of stuff. I think maybe I could add some buttons and levers to it. Maybe that will fix it. But I think this is fine for now. And I think I'm going to get a bunch more copper so I can make some copper rods, the lightning rods, and use those as the sprinkler systems. Even though they like don't dispense water, I think they still look good as pipes. So I'm gonna go to the mines and get a bunch more copper right now, because I used all my copper when making copper blocks, and you can't uncraft copper, unfortunately. Yeah, I've got one piece of copper left. Oh my gosh, I found the rarest block in the game. Deep slate coal ore. Now I'm gonna cook up this copper. Oh my gosh, I just realized I had a bunch of raw copper in here already. I didn't need to go mining. Oh, that's so annoying. I should have just smelted that copper. Now I've got so much more copper. It's all good. I like copper. Alright, now I've got copper. Now I can make a butt ton of, what are these called? Lightning rods. Yeah, let's get a bunch of these. I don't even think I would need more than a stack, but I made more than a stack, because why not? I've also got to figure out the underside of this roof as well, because that doesn't look that great, but I need it to match with the pipes as well. Alright, got all the pipes in. Definitely feels like a lot of copper right now, so I need to get some other materials and colors in. But it's a good start. And I think the next step for the greenhouse is putting in all the prehistoric plants, but I need to analyze the prehistoric plants first, which means I need to put this area on hold so I can make the lab area where I can cultivate and bring back the dinosaurs and prehistoric plants. And that's gonna go right here. I think this is a pretty good area. Got some nice natural lighting. Need to put a wall here probably because this is a bit weird. It's a bit open. Maybe I could put a glass wall. I want to have some big vats that glow and use a bit of colored lighting. I think that should be cool. I think I'm going to do this the same way I did the other room and figure out a layout with some stone blocks. So I think we could have a room split into here. This could be like sort of where the office is, where you keep storage and maybe have like a cryo fridge to keep the DNA in. That could be cool. Maybe some vats along here would be nice. I think we only need 2. And there's not much roof space, so I need to make them pretty squashed, unfortunately. And I like the idea of this room being a bit open, so I have room to experiment and do stuff with in this area here. And I think along this wall is where I can have my analyzers. I'm hoping it turns out well, so I'm gonna get started on it right now. Okay, before I show you the almost completed interior of the lab, I just want to apologize because this is the reason why this video is taking so long to get out. Just interiors in general scare me. Like, look how long I've been procrastinating that, and I just really struggle with interiors that bad. But I'm happy with this. Look at the glowing lighting, and I've got soul torches under here, so we've got blue glowing lighting as well. So it looks like these blue monitors are glowing blue. It looks a lot better at nighttime. And we've got the analyzer machine here, and we've got the cultivators in here, and I'm not great at redstone, but when I put DNA in here, hopefully it dispenses into there, and I've got a hopper going to the barrel. I've also just got random tech in here, and this in here is going to be the cryo fridge where I'll be storing all my DNA. I've used garage doors because when they go up, they form like this cool sort of table thing, which I like. So it's a good way of covering the chest, and I can still access the chest, which is cool. It just looks like a cool bench. Now that this is in, it's a great thing because it means I can grab all my plant fossils, which I shouldn't have put into this machine because now it just means they're all scattered. Now all my inventory's a mess. I'm just gonna dump everything in here. Yeah, I'm gonna try and find all the plant fossils I can. Okay, I think I've got all the plant fossils. Obviously, I've already cultivated quite a few of these. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out what ones I already have. Okay, so I spent some time gathering all the fossilized plants that I've already cultivated. And these ones down here are the plants that I already have. And then these ones up here are the ones that I have not cultivated yet. And these 2 are the mutant plants. Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of each of these and I'm gonna cultivate them all up. I wanna quickly say that this vat design is stolen by Fern, which is another Fossils and Archaeology content creator. My one's a bit different, but the green lighting effect I stole right from him, and I think it's really cool. But my addition is I've got these droppers. I can't remember if it needs to be a dispenser or a dropper, but I think if I put the spores and the seeds and stuff into these droppers, they'll go straight into the cultivators. Let's test it. I don't think I've got dispenser. Okay, maybe it needs to be a dispenser. Okay, I've got dispensers now. Okay, they're now dispensers. I really hope this works. So I'm gonna put the spore in there, and I'll put this spore in there. And I've already filled it up with a bunch of bio goo. So hopefully this works. It didn't put it in. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to replace these with hoppers. I really wanted to like semi-automate this, but I think the only way to make it go into the cultivator is if I make it go through the top like this. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. No. Cultivation failed, that stinks. At least I got the spore back and it went into the barrel, that's nice. Okay, this is the best way I could think of automating it while still making it look cool. So, as you know, seeds and DNA can only go into the cultivator if they enter a hopper via the top. They can't go in through the sides. So what I can do is I can put the fossils into here, then I can click that. Dispenses it onto the hoppers. Oh, I forgot to put the biogoo. Then it starts cooking, and then once it's done, it will end up in the barrels below. So if I wanted to, I could just fill these fully up with like all the seeds and crap. Then I could just click multiple times and it'll queue them into the hoppers. Oh, maybe I don't want to do it too many times because then it starts floating like that. I know that there's way better ways of doing this, but I like keeping my things interactive. It keeps the world really cool. Also, look how cool this room looks at nighttime. You've got a bit of red glowing, got a bit of blue in the corners, and the beautiful green glow. I love this. Now, in the last video, I said I figured out a way to get infinite fossils. I didn't say what type of fossils they are, and there are ways of getting infinite fossils for every fossil, but the type of fossil that I'm going to be getting with this farm will be tar fossils. Now, I've had this bit of tar sitting in my backpack for quite a while now, and I need a bucket to get it out. Okay, I've got buckets. If I just put that there, I get the tar bucket. Now, this is quite an easy farm. I've only built it once in creative, and this was a few weeks ago, so I might mess it up because I'm doing it from memory. One thing you need for the farm is magma, and I don't have any. Damn it, I need to go to the nether. Okay, where's the nearest magma? That's it there. Ooh. How do I get down there? Oh, there's magma there. Yeah, let's go. Oh my gosh. Okay. I should probably wear armor. That'll probably be smart. Yeah, let's get this magma here. I wonder if the lava will flow in if I try and vein mine this right now. No. Oh gosh. It will. Let me out. Okay, we're good. We got enough magma as well. Let's get home. I just realized that nether trip was pointless because I think I'd rather use soul flame campfires, which are pretty easy to make. I can make a bunch of these. Okay, this is a pretty simple farm. This is all you need to kill them. You don't even need those extra soul campfires. I'm pretty sure you can still use magma and you can still use normal campfires. I just think soul campfires are better. Next, you're going to want to put a dispenser there, and I'm not going to put the tar bucket in yet. I'm going to close off the gaps so tar can't come out. I just realized the baby slimes could probably fit through here, so for that I'm just going to grab some trapdoors. Now, this is the core part of the farm. The next thing you're going to need to do is set up a hopper clock connected to that, but before that I'm going to explain to you how tar spawning works. So tars don't spawn in stagnant pools of tars. This sort of looks like it's flowing, but it's stopped flowing. It's not going anywhere. When the fluid block updates, that's when a tar slime has a chance of spawning. So it like might spawn as it's spreading. Oh, there we go. See these, oh my gosh, since the tar fluid blocks were updating when they were disappearing, that caused the tar slime to spawn again. So let's do it again, just one more time. But now that I'm removing it, another one might spawn. There we go. Okay, the recording went corrupted. But you should probably ignore everything I did in this room anyway, because it wasn't enough and it worked, but it didn't work very well. So, this isn't the final design, but I expanded it to be down here. And this also isn't enough room. But I can show you it working. If I turn that on, it removes the bucket and places the bucket again. And while it's doing this, the slime starts spawning. But this is where the problem is. They sort of spawn inside the blocks and then they escape. And then more spawn. It just becomes a whole big mess like this. And until they get smaller, they don't fall down into the magma. But then when they do fall into the magma, I do have a minecart running usually, and it does collect a fair bit. But as you can see, they've escaped already. So I realized this farm's only going to work on a much larger scale. Also, just being in this area, the minecart and the slimes are just way too loud, so I am going to destroy this and build it somewhere else. But hopefully you guys can see how the farm works just from this. And I did get almost 3 stacks, so I'm just going to chuck these right into the analyzers and hopefully get something sick. Look at that! That's sick! I'm already getting tar fossils. That's epic. And then I guess I can just use these tar fossils and put them straight back into here. Okay, so I did put all those plants through the cultivators, and now, look, I've got all the seeds. And my inventory's full, so I can't hold them all, but I've got them all in here as well. Oh, no way. I already got a bunch of DNA. I got panda, ocelot, and fox. That's sick as. Okay, got all the seeds in my inventory now. Let's plant these down to see what they look like. I don't really know where I want to put them. I'll probably place them down and then change them around. Ooh, I believe that turns into a bush. Wait, hold on. Let me bone meal that. Yes, we get berries from this. That's sick as. Ooh, wait, does this one grow? Oh, it does. Oh, we got more berries. That's epic. Okay, I like that one. It's like a little bonsai, sort of. This one. Oh, I already had this one as well. I didn't realize that. Ooh, this one. Okay, that one's a bit strange, but it's cool. And horsetails. Sick. Actually, can you grow horsetails? You can. That's awesome. This plant here is also a berry bush. I've got all the different berry plants in this sort of crop plot area here. I think I like the idea of having the horsetail and this. Wait, I already forgot the name of it. I've ran out of bone meal. But this plant in this plot here, I also added this plant, and this plant into this little plot, and now that area is all filled out, which is nice. I think I'm gonna put all the saplings along this area here. I think that'll be cool. Hopefully they don't grow into the roof. That'll be annoying. I've got some other plants in this chest. Yeah, like these ones here. I think I like the idea of having these colorful ones in this bed here. Actually, I think for this one, it's better to just have a bunch of different assorted ones where I don't exactly have a place for them. But this is feeling so much better. I want to get some flower pots with some vanilla plants to go in here. This is looking so much cooler. Now I've got to fix up this roof a little bit here because, like, look, we've got like glass overhanging here. It just doesn't look that great. So I'm gonna fix that up real quick. Okay, these analyzers are done. Oh, we got so many tar fossils. Now I'm just gonna analyze all the tar fossils. Now I've got to wait for these to be done. Okay, sick. They're all done. Let's see what I got. Oh my gosh, mammoth. Platypelid, oh my god, dolphin, dodo! Yes, been wanting a dodo. More quagga, do love my prehistoric horses. Gastornis, Calican, that's beautiful. I'm excited to be able to do stuff with the dodo. I love dodos. But I did sort of finish the greenhouse area up here. It looks very cozy at nighttime. I should probably show it at daytime, but this is at nighttime. I'm keeping the plants and stuff in these chests here because I didn't really know where to put them. And I'm not sure if I want the copper to stay in that oxidized form, but I just pretty much spammed all the plants and stuff that I had in my storage just everywhere around the place. I'm gonna hope that these vines don't get out of control. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a slow walkthrough of the whole area. So I've got my tree saplings here. I got like my Tula plants here, plus this little guy. I added a lot of like vanilla plants, just decorative, hanging around because I think they look cool. And these are just ferns and grasses in different pots. Let me show you what it looks like at daytime. So if you've ever been to a greenhouse or a plant nursery in real life, I sort of wanted to capture the same feeling, but with prehistoric plants. Next thing I want to do is I want to move Peanut, my Confucianus, into the greenhouse because I don't enter my house, my starter base much anymore, especially now that I'm going to be doing all my analyzing and cultivating in the lab. Hey Peanut, how's it going? You can follow me. I still want to keep a few things in this house, like I want to keep my cool bones I have, like all these cool skulls that have the cool textures in here, but I'll probably move all my DNA to the lab. I'll probably just keep this here just for memories. Oh, I didn't even realize I had DNA in here. But I'm gonna grab the extra Confucianus DNA because I want to make you some friends and let's get you to your new home, man. Okay, I'm not sure if Peanut is here because he or she, I can't remember if it's a he or she, but they're really small and I can't see it. What was that? But I can't see them because they're so small. Are they on the roof? I don't see them on the roof. There you are. Okay, you managed to teleport to me. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on you. You follow me up these stairs. No, come up the stairs. Okay, maybe prehistoric birds don't understand how stairs work yet. So I'm just gonna make some cobblestone stairs. You don't want those either? Come on, come up. Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got a much bigger stairway now. So hopefully, oh my god. Okay, it's now impossible for you to miss the staircase. Oh my gosh, but you do not want to climb? Yes, you teleported. Hello, this is your new home. Stay. And Peanut is a male. Sorry, I forgot your gender, man. But this is a much better home for Peanut, and I am going to make Peanut 2 new friends. I'm gonna plop one in there and plop what the other in there and click that. And we're gonna start getting some eggs coming our way if they don't fail. Oh, I can't forget, I need to make them a feeder. Here we go, feeder for the beautiful fella. I really should have thought of this a bit better, but there's no way of me accessing the cultivators while they're making the eggs. That's a mistake on my part, but it's okay. I like the aesthetics of the vats. What? They both failed at the same time? Oh, I wish I was recording that. Oh, that's so annoying. I hate making vats. I always have to recreate that. Okay, here we go. Take 2. These vats are so annoying. Oh, I forgot to put that bio goo in. Okay, here we go. Bam. Let's hope they hatch and not fail again. That was so weird how they failed at this exact same time. And annoying. Alright, I went AFK for a bit and there was no message in chat saying they failed, which means we've got 2 cultivated Confucianus eggs. And I think when I threw Peanut, it hatched instantly. So I'm going to assume these 2 eggs are going to do the same thing. I'm just going to grab a bunch of fern spores so I can feed them as soon as they hatch. But yeah, here we go. Oh, where is it? Oh, I forgot how small they are. Okay, you need to stay. I'm gonna lose you so easily. I'm gonna throw this other one. Hello. Oh my gosh, they start dying instantly. That's how small and hungry they are. I love these guys. And I love this greenhouse. That's all the energy I have to do an interior for this video because just doing these 2 interiors has been so draining that like I've been putting it off for like a few weeks, and that's the reason why I haven't been making a video, just because I just really hate interiors. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's honestly an ADHD thing, because I think with ADHD people, they tend to have a all or nothing mentality. It's honestly something I try not to do, but I can't help it sometimes. I just needed these interiors to be as perfect as I could get them, and I didn't have the energy to do them, but I've finally done it. So I will be finishing off these interiors at another time, but I've gotten the 2 main parts done. I've gotten the lab and the greenhouse. Another time I'll be doing this med bay, because honestly, I've got no clue what I want to do down here. I think the next task I want to tackle is making a proper tar fossil farm. One that's a lot larger scale than this, and one that automatically pushes the tar into cultivators and then sorts out the tar fossils into a much larger scale one that automatically puts the tar drops into analyzers, and then once it gets the tar fossils, it item sorts them out into more analyzers, and then I've got automated DNA for all the task stuff. But yeah, it cannot fit in this lab as much as I wanted it to. It was after that clip that I really wanted to lock in and make this automatic fossil farm. I didn't want to keep faffing around and not have infinite fossils, so I got straight to work and made the farm. I decided to make it underground under the lab so I can have easy access, and it's entirely my own design. I've not tested it because I just pictured how it would work in my head and it just made sense. So let's test it now. You know when you have an idea in your head and it just works in your head, but you're not sure if it will actually work? Well, that's what's happening here. This should work, and it does work in my head. So let's test to see how it works. First, I'm going to quickly show you how it works. So I've got these pistons pushing up the wood every few seconds and then pulling it back down. And in the middle of where that hole is, that's where I'm going to put the tar. And when the tar liquid flows, that's when the tar slimes will spawn and they'll be moved down into where the magma is. And I had to go mine more magma. And where's the ladder? I already forgot where I put it. It's here. There's a minecart that collects all the tar and puts it into these hoppers, and these hoppers will go into these analyzers and it'll collect all the drops from the analyzers and put it into the chest. And the next stage for this part of the farm is I hook these hoppers up to a item sorter and I sort out the fossils, and then I have the fossils go into more analyzers, and then I get infinite DNA without having to do anything. I think I accidentally paused and then forgot to unpause the part where I was putting the tar into the middle of the farm and getting it to work. But as you can see, it is working and there's no like fails or anything. It's all working completely fine. Let's cut back to where I was before. I'm really glad I just locked in and got this done, because this is going to be so worth it in the long run. Hey, what are you doing? Are you stuck? He was just being silly, but he's gone into the magma now. I'm not great at redstone, so there's probably way better ways of making these types of farms, but I'm really glad I was able to use the redstone knowledge I have to make this and have it work so well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it AFK running for about 30 minutes. I'll show you what I get from those 30 minutes. I want to take this moment to say sorry for making this video so technical with this farm and stuff. Hopefully it isn't too much of a turn off for you guys. I just need this farm so I can unlock all the Ice Age creatures in this world, because I've been really looking forward to building with like the mammoth and dodo and saber-tooth and stuff. Anyway, let's check what I got after the 30 minutes and then I'll do something different for the rest of the video. Okay, I added 2 extra analyzers and even this one is filling up, so I could probably add quite a few more analyzers. And I've been grabbing the tar and I've been distributing it into these other ones. But let's check how much. Oh my gosh, my FOV is so high because of that replay recording. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, let's check how much tar fossils I got from that 30-minute session. Oh my gosh, how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5. That's just over 400. That's just over 400 tar fossils, which means it's about 800 tar fossils an hour. And I'm sure it could do way more tar fossils an hour if I had more analyzers. Like I would say way over 1,000. I'm so glad with how successful it is. And like, look how fast it fills up. It's crazy. Anyway, let's grab all these tar fossils. And there's also so much coal and charcoal, which is also good because now I have infinite fuel for furnaces, which is great. Okay, let's plunk all these fellas into these analyzers and then let's see what I get. I just realized I didn't even check the gender of these fellas here, but I think this one is a female. It is. And then we got 2 males. That's so cute. I guess while I'm waiting for those fossils to analyze, I can run around and make sure everyone's got food. Okay, so this feeder still has tons of food. Are you guys eating? Oh, they don't. I don't think they're eating still. Okay, I'm gonna have to hand feed all of these fellas. Why are all the parasaurs over here? They're all so weird how they're just sticking to the fence. Like you've got this whole enclosure and you're not exploring it. You're so weird, guys. Next I'm gonna check on Sochi. I assume Sochi's got a lot of food. Yeah, Sochi's good. But where is Sochi? Oh, you're right here. You're having a little sleep. What are you doing? Next, I'm gonna check on the fellas I'm most worried about. My velociraptors, because they're always up to trouble and they're always escaping. Okay, I walk in here and I only see one. That's not a good sign. Okay, here's Salt. Oh, thanks for the egg. Oh, and we've got Jay Horner Jr. and Keith and Paprika. I feel like I'm missing one. Yes, I am. I'm missing Pepper. Oh no. Where did Pepper go? I knew there would be one that would be missing. Oh! One of the parasols got out. Who is it? Trumpet. You cheeky fella. Come on, Trumpet. Stop being naughty. Let's get you back in. I really hope Pepper did not go for a swim in the Leopleurodon pool, but the Leopleurodons seem to be doing pretty well. Let's give them some food. And they do have tons of food, which is good. Oh, there's Pepper. Okay, that's good. None of the velociraptors have escaped while I've been building today. I'm just gonna plonk the rest of my ferns into here. Okay, I edited those clips, and while I was feeding all the dinosaurs, the analyzers finished analyzing, and now we get to see what I got from it. And this is what I got. Oh my gosh, 16 panda DNA. I'm not gonna need 16 panda, that's crazy. Got 4 dodos, nice. I definitely want to build something with dodos. A lot of quaggas, nice. I love quaggas. And Megalania, yes. I love Australian representation in this mod. Definitely gonna build something with a Megalania. Got tons of Megalodon and Megaloceros. Oh, I do wish I got a bit more dodo DNA, but I think it's all good. Actually, I reckon I'm gonna start cultivating these dodo eggs. So I'm gonna put them both in and hopefully they don't fail. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. And I think to finish off this video, I'm gonna make a dodo coop. I really hope in real life we get to the stage where we've revived dodos, brought them back, because we've just brought back the direwolf. Hopefully soon we get dodos and we get to farm them like chickens and have dodo eggs at the supermarket. I think that would be so cool, because in real life I have a few pet chickens and I think having dodos instead of chickens would be so much cooler. But we're not at that stage in the real life world where we can do that yet. But I am in Minecraft, so hopefully this dodo DNA doesn't fail and I get to have my own dodo coop in this world. Hey, all 4 dodo DNA turned into dodo eggs. I love these guys. I can't wait for them to go wah. You listen to them. I haven't hatched them yet, but they'll go wah. I need to figure out where I want to put this coop. I'm gonna have it like a real life chicken coop. I'm thinking probably here. This is a nice little cozy spot next to my house. Hopefully the velociraptors don't smell them and want to escape and kill them. I believe the the Paleosaurus that was in here killed itself somehow. So if I need to dig into the hill a little bit, I've got the room. I don't think I'm gonna need another Paleosaurus for a bit because I think I've got all the slime I need at the moment. So I'm not really bothered about it killing itself. Yeah, I think I have decided I am going to dig into this hill a little bit. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this tree. I think for this coop, I like these crossed iron bars the most. I'm gonna flatten out this terrain a bit just so I can get a better idea of what I'm working with. Okay, I'm gonna keep with my organic theme and I'm not gonna keep the walls completely straight. I think a door here would be cool. Okay, I like the shape. I'm just gonna finish placing in these iron bars. One thing with one of my old chicken coops, which is what I'm basing this design off, is there was never any grass in the enclosed area. So I'm gonna turn this all into rooted dirt and coarse dirt. Okay, this looks sick. Now I need to fix up this wall here. And I think I'm just gonna turn it into a stone wall, like the mountain. Like the enclosure is built into the side of the mountain. I think that looks nice. I don't think I need to do anything too special with it. Okay, I got a few blocks I can build this with. This coop is going to be pretty small. It's just going to be about that size. The entrance is going to be like there. My one in real life had some little mesh fences as the walls, so I'm going to copy that. And that's pretty much how the roof goes. I'm going to add some moss carpets around the area to give a bit of detail. I also like the idea of having a bit of crimson roots in here for a bit of color. Like, I know this isn't accurate to real life, but sometimes a pop of color really adds a lot. Also got some glow lichen, which I'll add to the stone wall here. And of course, I can't forget, I need a feeder in here somewhere. And I'm pretty sure dodos are probably omnivorous, but there's no omnivorous option in fossils and archaeology, so I'm just gonna assume they just eat ferns. And I of course can't forget to have a little puddle of water, just like that. That should work. Oh wait, just remembered you can't have slabs in water because then they'll fall asleep on top of the slab and then they'll drown. It's a weird bug in fossils and archaeology. But a little puddle that doesn't have a slab in it should work. But now I think I'm ready to hatch these dodos. Let's get my Donopedia out and let's hope we get at least one male and one female. There we go. Oh my god, hello. Okay, we got a male. Look at him, he's so cute. He's already in. And he should already be tamed, right? Yeah, he's tamed by me. Okay, let's get you in. Female? Yes, we got a male and a female. That's perfect. Let's put these other two in as well. And they're all going to eat. Okay, I'm just going to chuck my fern spores into here. Oh, they're so cute. I finally got dodos. Hooray. And listen to them. They go, wah. One's gone into the coop. Okay, he did not go into the coop, but that's okay. There we go. Wah. Wah. That's so cute. Now I need to connect this path to here because that looks a bit weird. But there we go. We've got a neat little dodo enclosure. And I can't forget to name these guys. And I'm going to name this one Addie after one of my members. And this other one Brad after another one of my members. But there's still two more dodos to name. So I'm going to leave you guys to name those two. And I'll name them in the next episode after what you guys come up with. So while I've been editing and also making that dodo enclosure, these analyzers have been filling up. Now they're all completely full except this one, and I believe this hopper, yeah, this hopper here is now filling up as well. So once this hopper fills up here, this analyzer is going to start filling up, and then I'm going to have an overflow of tar. But this is how much tar fossils I've collected while doing all that, which is crazy. Also, do you guys have any cool ideas on what to do with the volcanic rock? You can craft it into this volcanic bricks, and the volcanic bricks can be turned into walls and like stairs and stuff. It's also got this tile version, which is cool. I'm also glad I'll never need to go mining for coal again. Also, charcoal, I don't believe there's any cool use for charcoal. But yeah, I might need to turn this farm off once this analyzer gets filled up. But it's great to see that it's working and I've got infinite fossils. I think the next thing I want to do is I want to grab one of these villages that I've been using for my iron farm that I haven't finished yet. Can I grab you from, can I do this? Can you reach that? I don't think it can. Or if I remove that bed and then do that. Come on, get in. No, you walked away. Actually, since they're all falling asleep, I wonder if I can just get him to walk out into a bed over here. Come on, man, you've got employment and a bed right here. Okay, cool. He's in. Okay, man, Your employment is right there. Let's get you to it. Yes. Very good. Now follow me up here, please. Oh no, he's gonna want this. Gonna break that. And gonna bring you over here, please. Was that too far? No, he's locked on. He's so good. I love this guy. And nope. Oops, did not mean to make a hole. Please don't fall in. Okay, cool. He's locked in here. I don't want you to have the composter job. I want you to have the job that comes with the analyzer. Please select yes. And there we go. Infinite biofossils. Hold on. I need to trade with this guy. Okay, here's my good old pumpkin farm. It's working well. Let's trade with these guys real quick. Okay, we've got 24 emeralds. Let's buy biofossils. There we go. We've got infinite biofossils now. They're not automatic like the tar fossils. Ooh, infinite plant fossils as well. That's sick. Keep trading with these guys. Buy out your plants. Okay, let's get you in with these guys. Bam. Now, try not to hit with one of the villagers. There we go. And there we go. You're now trapped with these fellas, and I have infinite biofossils. I'm gonna need a lot more of these guys to be as effective as the tar fossil farm, but this is still sweet as. And I'm just gonna plunk these fossils straight into the analyzers here so I can get some new DNA. I gotta remember to move all this DNA into this cryo fridge. I also gotta figure out what I want to put in this room. And I need to move all this DNA into the cryo fridge as well. Okay, I spent some time sorting it out, so this is how I've got it sorted. I've gotten all the normal animals in here, so I've got the panda, bat, ocelot, etc. In here, this is where I'm keeping my flying creatures and water creatures and prehistoric water creatures as well. I don't really know what to name the categories for these fellas. I've got the trilobites and bugs here. I've also got some bugs and amphibians and stuff up here. Just pretty much the green DNA goes in this barrel. I've got all my carnivorous creatures in here. All of the DNA that is blue in here, and then all of the herbivorous dinosaurs, and then all of the herbivorous dinosaurs are in here. Hope that makes sense. This is also sort of bothering me, and I haven't been bothered to fix it, but I'm gonna fix it now. It was bothering me that the Mosa's nose was peeking out of the glass. I just broke the Mosa, and now I don't know where the biofossil went. It just disappeared. That's okay, I now have infinite biofossils thanks to this villager. Ooh, he unlocked frozen meat and tar fossils. I will never use that trade, but frozen meat is cool. I have to deconstruct this bat to change the creature. Yeah. No, I don't want that one. When I break the biofossil, they just disappear. Like, watch this. Break it. It's not in the dropper, it's not in the hopper, it's not in the culture vat, it's not in the barrel. They just disappeared. It's so strange. I like that one. I'm gonna keep that one. And make you just a little bit bigger. Maybe, yeah, I like that size. And then I'm gonna fix this vat. There we go. That's so cute. And I'm gonna chuck the rest of these biofossils into here. I've just figured out where the biofossils are. I wonder why they went up here. That's so strange. But I think that's where I'm gonna end the episode. Another long one. Hope you did enjoy, and sorry it's been a while since the last one. It's probably been a month. I'm so sorry about that. I got a lot done. I got this beautiful greenhouse done for the Confucianis to live in as well. Also made this little lab area for where I can create my dinosaurs. Can't forget about this insane tar farm. And also this beautiful little dodo coop. Where are they? Hello! I'm gonna put my members on screen because they have been supporting me and I love them so much. Again, sorry, it's been a bit since my last episode in this world. Procrastination makes it real hard, but I've gotten through and I'm getting this video out. But yes, I've got a community Discord if you want to join that. I think that's all I've got to say, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye everyone, take care. Come here, Sochi. Alright guys, I want to show you something really cool that one of my subscribers made for me. So pretty much, I don't like the sound that the whip makes when I want to mount a dinosaur. It sounds quite violent and mean. So one of my subs, A Sports, made a sound effect of me kissing when I play the whip. It's so good. So now whenever I mount a dinosaur, I give them a little kiss, which I think is so much better than the whip. Just to give you an example of what it sounds like when I whip, this is the awful sound it makes. I don't like it. Actually, a detail I just changed in between that clip is I just changed the texture of the whip to a marshmallow. So I give it a kiss and they get to have a marshmallow. I'll make this resource pack public in my Discord server. G'day everyone, welcome to episode 8 of the Fossils and Archaeology Survival. I've really missed this. Oh, I forgot I didn't have armor on. But yes, as I was saying, I really miss this world. This is one of my most favorite personal projects I've ever done in Minecraft, and I'm so glad that so many people, not just myself, also love this world. Let me catch you up on some things. I did a stream the other day and I sort of started working on this area out here. So the idea is we're going to have a mobile lab van here, and over here will be the outdoor surgical area for the massive dinosaurs that can't fit in the building, and this up here will lead to the enclosure that we're going to build today, which will be going right here. I still need to add plants to this area, but it's coming along nicely. As you know, in the last episode I made an automatic tar farm, and from the tar, of course, you get tar fossils, and I can get thousands of tar fossils from this, which means I have a lot of these sort of ice age fossils. And the enclosure I'm deciding to do today is a mammoth enclosure. I don't know how many mammoths I'm gonna have. I'm just gonna make up probably like six mammoths. I don't know if I'll birth 6 mammoths, but I think it'll be good to have some extra just in case. So I'm just gonna plop all these in here, click this button. There we go. Now they should both be working because they should both have biogoo in. And of course, if you missed the last episode, I'll quickly show you the tar farm. It's right here, and it works really well because there's just an overflow of tar down there, and it just spawns tons of slime and they fall down. I'll quickly show you how this part of the farm works. So the hoppers bring in all the tar and puts it in the analyzers, and then it goes into the chest, but they're not on for some reason. Oh, the minecart stopped. I think that's alright because I think, yeah, all the hoppers are full when the chest is full as well. So I think it's all good. Something I've also sort of been doing is I've been trading with my farmer guys and then buying biofossils, which means I don't really have to mine for biofossils anymore. And I just chuck those fossils into here and they get sorted into this chest where I collect all this DNA and then chuck it in there. Alright, you guys left a lot of names for the dodos, but I only have, oh, there's an egg here. I wonder where a hatch. Oh wait, I only have one extra dodo to name, and it is this guy, Nugget, because I named the other one Steve because it has a cool texture when you name it Steve. It looks like a pigeon. The next two fellas I gotta name are these two cheeky fellas. I'm gonna name this one Butter, and this one's gonna be French Fry, because we've got Peanut. So we can have Peanut and Butter, and French Fry because someone on the Discord asked me to name it that, and they can get a little kiss each. I won't forget you, Peanut. I want to close off this room so I can have them free fly around, because at the moment I'm having to hand feed them like every 20 minutes it feels like, because they cannot eat from the feeder while they're idle. I mean staying. Okay, these should be done. There we go, mammoth and mammoth. Okay, yeah, the DNA's still in there. Gonna plop that on. Let's get some more mammoths. I sort of need a place to store my embryos and eggs. Maybe I can make another room for that. But for now, I guess I'll just keep it in here. And this will be my first snowy themed enclosure, which means I'm gonna need some snow. But I don't really want to tear up this whole snow biome, so I'm just gonna grab 2 blocks. I'm sure you can tell where I'm going with this. A pumpkin, and I'm gonna head in here, since this is quite an ugly area and I don't really plan on building a nice area for this guy. Then, of course, I'm gonna place those there, grab my shears, and bam, we have a snow golem. You're probably wondering why he's behind some glass. That's because I want to get him into the corner so I can, come on, move. Oh my gosh, come to the corner. Had to get a fence post because he was being very naughty. I'm just gonna put him there. So now it's holding him in the corner. I can place that glass there. Oh my gosh, that scared me. I'm a bit confused why he's not generating snow blocks below him. Okay, I searched it up and it could be because mob griefing is turned off. So I'm gonna turn it on. Ah, there we go, it works. The reason I have mob griefing turned off is because this is more of a building world than a survival world, I'd say. And it's honestly just more of an annoyance than fun to just clean up creeper holes and stuff. I do worry that the dinosaurs are going to start eating the leaves now. One thing I'm also going to do is replace the blocks below him with obsidian. Okay, sick as. Now I should just be able to do this. Oh yeah, because it's got vein miner, it's mining all 4 at once. That's so good. Bam, just like that, I already have over 2 stacks of snow blocks. I just had a cool idea. It would probably be cool if I had more than one species of dinosaur in this enclosure. And I was thinking I put some T-Rexes in it. I'm joking, of course. Okay, I accidentally paused after that clip and forgot to unpause, but I decided I was going to do Megaloceros and Dodos because Megaloceros did live at the same time as the mammoth, so I feel like it sort of makes sense. They're both herbivores. And also Dodo, because why not? I know some of you are gonna be upset because it's likely that Dodos never interacted with mammoths or Megaloceros in real life, but they interacted with each other in the Ice Age movie, which is good enough for me. So I'm gonna chuck half my Dodos and half my Megaloceros in there and the other half in here, and bam. I'm pretty sure the mammoths that were already in the cultivators are not finished yet, but they'll be getting queued with the hoppers. Actually, I could probably just keep queuing them by keep clicking this. Hopefully none of the cultivators fail. Alright, I would like to start planning out this build, and I think I'm not going to have it right up to the wall of this, but I'll probably have it up to the wall of this building, and I'm going to plan it out just with some dirt. Okay, I'm probably going to make it go out this far. And I've wrapped it around all the way to this fence, and I'm probably going to use the same fence design. But this enclosure is bigger than the Leopleurodon enclosure and the Velociraptor enclosure, but not as big as this one. And I do plan on eventually expanding this enclosure out further this way and also this way. I just really hope they stop hugging this wall because it's super annoying how they all do that. I might also extend it a bit further this way and maybe even a bit further this way, because I just remembered we're probably going to have 4 to 6 mammoths in this enclosure and also like 4 Megaloceros and a few dodos as well. So it's going to have quite a lot of creatures in here. So yeah, I think I might extend it underneath this path to the water. Probably about this far out, just so they get a bit of the water. Alright, I've made it this much bigger and this feels way more appropriate for the amount of creatures that are going in here. I'm gonna get rid of this little bit here. Lovely jubbly. The same person that made this whip sound, Ace Sports, also released a resource pack to change the texture of the Fossils and Archaeology leaves to be bushy. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'm surprised that these haven't turned into oh my gosh, it just updated just said. Yeah, Phaleosauruses yet. Pretty sure there's only 2 Megaloceros and 2 Dodos to go. So hopefully they don't turn into a Phaleosaurus. Oh no! Cultivation failed. Good thing it's trapped inside. Oh, it's drowning. Wait, I don't want it to drown. Oh gosh! One of my water buckets is filled with milk. Come out. Oh, I died! That's so sad. I was hoping I could keep the fella alive. Okay, just made a bunch of new culture vats. Hopefully these last me a while. I'm gonna plop that there. And I gotta put the Megaloceros DNA back in. And hopefully it doesn't die this time. Oh, and I forgot to put the biogoo back in. No, just received news. Another cultivation has failed. I gotta get to it before it drowns. Hey, buddy. Okay, he didn't hear this time. Okay, don't drown. Look at him. Oh my. Oh wait, I don't want to die. Oh gosh, where's my water? Ouch, he hurt a lot. Oh, I don't have armor. Okay, man, you can come in here. Oh, I forgot you can climb. Oh gosh. No, no. Okay, he's trapped. That's so good. That's so good. Okay. So the first Phaleosaurus died. I don't know how. It probably just killed itself by like climbing up a wall, then jumping off and taking a bunch of full damage. But I want to keep this guy alive, and goddamn, he's slimed everywhere. Okay, I've got a name tag. I've got glass and I've got stone bricks. Hopefully I can keep this guy trapped. Okay, I'm very nervous. I'm gonna grab more dirt. And in I go. Where is he? What is that? Oh, wait, is he gonna stay there? Please stay there, man. Holy crap, that could be the best spot. You're gonna be named the most beautiful name I can, ouch, think of. Fuzzy Combs. I don't really want you sitting there, so I'm gonna put this glass here, put glass here. Okay, now I need to try and figure out how to lure it down from there. Oh, I just remembered I need slabs. Okay, we got a slab in. Or he come over here, or she. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to come a bit closer. Didn't make her move. At least the farm works. She's just sort of stuck in that window right now. It's not making her flow. Come on. You're being really annoying now, Buzzy. I don't want you to drown. Okay, the water bucket trick will still work. I've just got to make sure it doesn't flood on the outside. So I've got to do that. And I'm going to put the water bucket here. Oh my god, it comes back too quickly for the water to flow. That's so annoying. What if I have 2 buckets of water? If I put 1 water there, break that slime, waterlog this one, break that water. Oh, what? The slime still comes back too quickly. I'm determined I will get this to work. I've got to figure out a way to stop it from spawning slime paths, and I'm hoping if I replace water with a button, it won't put slime there anymore. Water there, put button there. Yes, yes, no, oh my god. It worked, but I messed it up so badly. Oh gosh, he's breaking out. Oh gosh, he's gonna get to the outside. No, hold on. Be patient. Okay, now the cheeky fella's up here, which honestly is a much better place for her to be. Oh, she didn't stay up. Okay, now she's there, which I like that spot even more, but she's moving again. Yes! Oh wait. Okay, this works sort of. It's better than before. This is so good. I'm so happy about this. I cleared up the mess that was here. I still gotta get rid of the dirt and fix the wall, but I believe this should be good. Once I break this glass, Buzzy does not want to drop down. I don't know how to fix it without making her drop down, which is very annoying. Okay, well, it's kind of very ugly, but at least I have another functioning slime farm. Thank you, Buzzy. Buzzy likes making a mess. Alright, I'm glad I got Buzzy combs scrapped, and now I've got infinite slime. For this enclosure, it's going to be very cold, so I've been trading a bunch of pumpkins with these fellas in order to get this permafrost, but I don't get many from the trades, so it takes a while. But yes, I should probably start terraforming. Another thing I want to do is I want to have a river going through all the way here and connect to up there, and also the ocean. I think that would be cool. I'm gonna terraform all this area because it should be a bit more smooth, I think. But private property? What is this? Wait, I didn't build this. I don't know what this is. Does this generate naturally? I didn't see this when I was doing this, so maybe it just appeared. I don't know. I'm going down there. What? This hole is reserved for worm kind. Okay. Well, this is my world, so no limbs? Okay, that's a bit speciesist. 500 apples. Oh my god, so many roots. I don't know where I'm going. Oh my god, this is a maze. Early bird gets the worm. Okay. That's why I must be late. Oh, is this a trap? What's down here? Who up? I can't read that. The root is in the way. Who up slithering? Okay. Oh, there's light down there. Okay. Huh? Is that a worm? What? Hey! Hey! What's that say? Worm does not concern itself with dinosaurs. This is my dinosaur world. You can't... Where'd he go? The worm has places to be. What? Where did he go? Wait, I need to go back into that tunnel. He might have just like got out and went back in and went down a different way. Okay, I'm back in the tunnel. There were other like directions. I just need to remember which way I didn't go. There might be other worms. Early bird gets a worm, so I went that way. I did not go this way. Okay, I'm going back this way. So I saw the light down that tunnel there. Whatever, go my worms. I'm so lost. Worm will outlast you. I'm lost in the worm tunnels now. I'm just gonna go out the way that the worm went out because I don't know how to get out of here. The worm does not concern itself with dinosaurs. Is there anything else here? Well, I guess we've got a worm problem. I'm gonna patch up that hole. I do not want worms digging holes around my enclosures and then dinosaurs could escape. That would be very bad. Okay, I'm gonna fill this in with stone and dirt and hopefully the worm doesn't come back because I am definitely going to build over this. Private property my butt. Alright, in between the last clip and this one I've been procrastinating a little bit, but it's 3 AM, which means it's lock-in time. Alright, so I want some volcanic rock and some volcanic ash, I think. Let's see how much I got. Ooh, I got tons of... Oh, I've got tons. Okay, we're so good. So I did mention I wanted to change this area up and turn it into a river that connects to the ocean and also the herbivore enclosure. So I think that is the best place to start this because then I'll be able to build the enclosure around this river. I probably need to mend my shovel a little bit because it's almost broken. And you know what? I love being spontaneous. So I'm going to stream the start of making this enclosure. So if you want to catch a stream, head over to my Twitch channel in my description. Alright, I'm gonna start the stream now. Oh yeah, I don't wear shoes when I'm in the movies. I wear them to the movies, but I take them off because then my feet get all sweaty. It's quite normal in Australia, I think. Like you just go somewhere in the public, you're pretty likely to just see someone walking around with no shoes on. Sorry, you guys call them flip-flops, not thongs. Oh, if I'm on a plane, I'll be wearing covered shoes, don't worry. Also, I just don't like wearing shoes in general. I like having my feet covered. Feels like showering with clothes on. That's the best way I could describe it. Alright, that was from the stream last night, and we did way more progress than shown on that little clip. So one thing I'm doing is bringing this river all the way to the ocean. I also want to connect it to here, but I'm going to bring the elevation of this river up. It's going to start from like this level, it's going to go down into the river, and also there's going to be a little crevice in this hill going into the ocean. But for the fact that I want to get this video out soon, I'm only going to be working on the part of the river that is in this enclosure. But yes, I've tried to add some cool variation with blocks. I've used tuff, volcanic ash, cobbled deep slate, and volcanic rock, and I've also used that on the walls here. Now I want to add a lot of snow, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing in another stream, which I'm going to start very soon. So if I have any more cool clips, I'll show that. Another thing I talked about in the stream is having a big mammoth skull come out of the hill somewhere here, which means I might be bringing up this hill or extending this enclosure back a bit further to have like the mammoth skull here overlooking the enclosure. I think that would be cool because I've got a dinosaur skeleton skull right here and a Leopleurodon head sculpted out of the hill here. So I reckon it'll be well sick if I have a mammal skull in this enclosure, just because these types of things bring life to the world. But yes, I'm gonna start the next stream right now. This stream was pretty fun and it also featured a burp cam. Alright, I made a bit of progress on the stream, but I felt like it was important to do most of the progress on the video. But this is what I've done. I made sure the ground around the river was dirt. Hey, what are you guys doing? And still nothing good. What? Where did it go? This game's so weird, things just disappear in front of you. I also started work on the mammoth head. So this at the moment is only the trunk. I wanted to get like a shape of it in, and I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm really excited to do the tusks sort of coming out. I think it's gonna look sick, but I'm not entirely sure how the mountain's gonna go yet, but making good progress. Another thing I did was I made some little paths going up this area. Just used coarse dirt and rooted dirt, nothing too special. But one of the main things I did do on the stream was I made a Archaeology 3 pickaxe, and the reason I did that is because I wanted scarab gems, and now I have 6. Before this I only had 1. It took about like almost 2 hours to get 5 more. Now the scarab gems have multiple uses, but the ones I want to use them for right now is making scarab tools. It does take away the enchants though, so I'm gonna have to make brand new pickaxes. So I want 2 scarab pickaxes, 1 scarab shovel, and a scarab sword. And look at this, 9 attack damage when the normal diamond sword does 7 attack damage. And if I compare it to the netherite sword does 8 attack damage, so this is better than the netherite sword. Look how sick I am, making 2 scarab pickaxes and 1 scarab shovel. I'm gonna put the rest of the scarabs in there. Can't really use these at the moment though, because I need 30 levels. But yes, feels good to finally get upgraded. Okay, sick, I just did a little bit of trading. Now I've got 31 levels. Oh, he's reset again. That's so good. So I get 2 rerolls at a good sword. So let's hope I get something good. Oh, I already had a diamond pickaxe in here. I guess I didn't need to make an extra diamond pickaxe. Okay, do not want smite 5. Fortune 3 could be good. Alright, I reckon I'm going to do a fortune 3 pickaxe. Ooh. Okay, that's good. I like that. Alright, I just edited that part, and the rest of it was pretty boring, but I did end up enchanting all my tools, and these are the enchants I got. I did make sure to put mending on them, but we're at a point in the video where I haven't done as much work on this enclosure as I would have wanted by this time, so I'm gonna get straight to working on it right now. I think the first thing I want to do is finish this mammoth head. We do have a bunch of volcanic rock, but I'm worried about running out of volcanic ash. Also made sure to grab more smooth basalt. Okay, not long after I filmed that clip, I went and had a little rest, and then I woke up without a voice, and I was pretty sick, and that has caused the delay in this video because I recorded that a week ago, and I've been very ill. And I still am sort of ill, but I'm feeling a lot better, so now I am ready to actually get work on this, and I'm sorry about the delay of this video. So I've just realized this is probably going to be way taller than I expected, because the mammoth trunk pretty much goes up to where their eyes are, so I feel like it's got to go a little bit more to like here, but I am excited to work on the tusks. But I think the best way to make progress on this is to start just placing blocks, and I don't really have a plan, I'm just placing. I think it would be probably smart to have a little bit of a plan, so I might make like a wireframe mesh of how I want the shape to go. Oh, I don't think we're going to do much under here. I think this is just going to be more cliff shaped under here, but up here will be where the head will most likely be. Alright, I reckon that's how high up it's going to go, and we'll probably have like the tusks around here somewhere. I do also notice, looking at reference photos, the trunk gets a lot thicker around here, so I might need to make these bits of the trunk a bit thicker. Oh, no! This is gonna either look really weird or actually really good. I've got no clue at the moment. I'm quite scared. But I can't forget the big ears that mammoths usually have, and I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put them. They usually are a bit above the eyes, I'm pretty sure. Like they start above the eyes. And I'm thinking about putting the eyes around here somewhere, which probably means the ears have to like be back here a bit. It sort of looks like a face, like he's like, oh, like he's like screaming. He's got his big ear and there's his eye there. Okay, I'm really hoping I don't have to rebuild this whole thing. I'm just gonna keep building. Okay, I'm trying to replicate the ear on this side the way I did over here, but I've got this little extra bit below here, but I can't get it down here without building across or having a water bucket. But another way I can get over that is with Sochi. Come on, Sochi. This is literally one of the reasons why I got Sochi in the first place, so I can have help with building these sorts of things. Oh, but this might be a bit tricky because Sochi sort of gets in the way when looking up. I think I'm gonna place it like right there and there. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right. Okay, sick. Let's have a look. Oh, it's coming along better than I thought, but still, I'm still a bit worried. I think I should get the tusk next, just so I have the full shape in place. You can sleep up. Ah, she can sleep up there while I sleep down here, I guess. Oh, I was actually gonna use her to get up and down, so I didn't have to scaffold up every time. But I guess I still have to scaffold up. Okay, I think I'm gonna position the tusks right here, like sort of below where the trunk starts. Now, I could use bone blocks for the tusks, but I don't like that they have this texture here, and especially since I'm going to be having it at a curve, this texture will be visible at a lot of angles. I might use a bit of that, but I think the main thing I want to use is probably calcite. Just gonna grab tons of that. And of course we have a mason's workbench, which we can get some different textures on the calcite. So I think a cobbled calcite would also be good because it's a bit darker than normal calcite. And then if I want a bit brighter than normal calcite, I could do this eroded calcite. You can sort of see how it's darkest there and then lightest there. I have a feeling getting the shape right is going to be weird, so I might like spend a bit of time going back and forth on the shape, but may as well just start placing it. I think instead of having scaffolding everywhere, this is probably the exact reason why I've got Zochi, so I can fly around like this. Unfortunately I can't fly backwards though, so I gotta turn around every time I want to fly a bit. Okay, what's people's thoughts on this? I actually don't think it's that bad. I need to see it from different angles, but like that's not bad, I don't think. I've seen some interpretations of mammoth tusks have extra little spiky bits come off the side, so I might try with that. But I think this is actually a good shape on the first try. Now I just have to figure out how to replicate it on this other side, which might be a bit annoying. Sometimes building like this is so annoying. I've got no idea if I'm copying that other side right. But it doesn't have to be exact, it just has to look similar. No, I gotta get there before Sochi starts flying away. Oh, Sochi's just standing there. Okay, don't fly. When you dismount them, they just go in wander mode. So you gotta right click them with an arrow before they start flying. There we go. Okay, that's this tusk done. Now I wanna check it out. Okay, let's have a look from over here. Hold on, I need a better angle. Okay, actually, you know what? This isn't bad, especially from like down here. Yeah, that looks cool. I wonder if I can make the cliff behind the mammoth a bit smaller so I can keep that sunset view in. I'm happy about this. Okay, I'm gonna sleep and then I'm gonna continue finishing off this sort of skull mountain. I just realized how skinny I made this part of the tusk. I need to thicken this out a bit. Okay, so it's been a bit since I've spoken. I was just sort of zoned out and started building. I've tried to sort of work this shape to sort of slope down the mountain because I don't want a massive mountain here. I only just want a small mountain just for this mammoth head, and I need to do the same on the other side here. And I've used a lot of this volcanic rock, so I've had to try and find a way to make it not blend in the back. So I've used smooth basalt there, and I think that works. I think I've got to use a bit more other blocks up top here as well, but it's turning out pretty well. Now I'm just going to repeat sort of what I did down here on this side. It looks like the muck, like the Pokemon as a mammoth head. Something I'll also be doing is adding moss and snow along the side here. That's sort of why I just left it as basalt there. But I think pretty much the last things I gotta do is I'm gonna fill in this area under here and do this bit, and then I'm gonna add a bit more detail so it isn't just volcanic rock. And then of course add the moss and snow, and then it should be done. To everyone that watched my mental health video and related to me, thank you for making me feel less alone, but also that's not a thing you should relate to. You should definitely work on it. You should go see someone, but also if you do see someone, remember they can't fix you. You're the only person who can fix you. You can get assistance though. I really appreciate it though, and remember, you're a collage. Don't make that collage blank, but also don't make that collage one color. Okay, I want to say this part of the mammoth is pretty much done. I actually quickly want to move Sochi and the scaffolding real quick. I'm so happy with this. This is beautiful. Come on, let's have a little fly around. It's better to just use Sochi rather than using FreeCam all the time. But yeah, it definitely stands out the best at this angle. And the park is going to stretch out around here, so you're going to see it from this angle as well. It also looks good over here. I'm so pleased with this. One thing you'll also notice is that I made these little glowberry caves inside the eyes, so at nighttime the mammoth's eyes glow. It still looks really nice at daytime, and I sort of did the same thing with the Leopleurodon skull over here. You can see it from just around here. There you go. I need to stop these extra parts from growing. I keep forgetting to do that, but yeah. I really liked how that turned out, so I wanted to copy it over at the mammoth skull, and look how good it looks from over here. That's actually so cool. Damn, I love that. Imagine how much cooler it'll be when I make the mount go further out. I don't have time for that though, so I'm gonna continue finishing the enclosure right now. Okay, so the next thing I want to start working on is getting the walls of the enclosure in. This is so I can start growing the megaloceros and mammoths and dodos and have them walking around the enclosure before I'm even finished it. But part of the wall will be this part here, which I'm planning on doing like a big bridge. I don't know how it's gonna look yet. I'm just gonna whip something up and hopefully it looks nice. But for these walls along here, they're probably just gonna copy this design here, which is pretty easy to do. These just cost a lot because one of these fences is one spruce log, and yeah, this fence took so many massive spruce trees to build. I also need to figure out where the walking path for the people who are gonna be here are gonna be walking, because it's gonna go from here. I'm feeling like it's gonna go across here, and then maybe it might go in front of, oh, actually the path might have to go around the mammoth head and out the back, I'm gonna be honest, which is not something I was planning on. It's something I might have to do, unless I just have it going along this edge here right under the mammoth head and just connecting over here. I think that also works. I'll just do whatever I feel like when I get to it. But yeah, I guess I'll just get started. I feel like this part here is gonna be so awkward. I might just have to make this fence really tall. Yeah, honestly, I don't know, man. I don't remember the rules I followed for this wall over here, so I'm just gonna make up new rules for this fence. I know I had 5 block gaps between every little section of fence, so I tried to do the same here, and then each one is also 4 blocks tall, so I'm gonna do that here as well. Okay, awesome. Now I just need to strip these. Oh, I also had a bunch of andesite pillars at the top of them. For some reason the footage cut it, but in between that clip and the next clip I was talking about crafting a bunch of these spruce horse fences. Okay, I think this should be enough. I've almost got 5 stacks here. Wow, I only needed to use 1 stack. I made way too many. Also, I thought I'd use way more, but I'll still use some over here, but I definitely won't use all of these, which is sad because I just wasted so much stacks of spruce logs on that. Okay, this part of the wall is pretty much done, except I need to figure out what I'm gonna do where the river connects to the wall. I'm gonna transition my focus over to here, and I think I'm gonna extend the enclosure a bit this way. Yeah, I did some terraforming, just very basic terraforming, just placing dirt. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want this path to connect to, because I'm not sure if I want it to go under or over. I think the benefits of having it go under is that it'll be closer to all the creatures that live down here. But if it goes up and onto the top of the mammoth head, you get a really nice view of the park. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, imagine if it was up here, you'd get a great view of the ocean. Eventually I might do something with the ocean, and you can see everything from up here, so it's just a really nice viewpoint. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the path sort of wrap around with some stairs or something going up on top of here, and then maybe it will go down and meet down over there somewhere. I don't know, could be really cool. Okay, I actually really just want to figure out this path, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working on this bridge, because I really want this bridge to look really cool and have it be one of the things that makes like this whole area of the park stand out. So I might move this path over 1 block. Okay, that's good. Now I want to figure out a block palette. I think actually I might just build out a stone, just like a nice stone bridge. And sorry about my bird, he's getting excited. Hello. What are you doing? You're so cute. Okay, now I think I'm just gonna spend a bit of time figuring out how I want this path to go across. I sort of want this to be the center here, so I'm bringing it out a bit to here, but the path will still go up right here. I'm making it a bit slimmer when it gets to the part that goes over the water, but at the entrances it'll be a bit wider so you can sort of dance around if you want to have a little dance party. Okay, I like this, and I think I'm gonna do an arch going in this shape sort of. But first I'm just gonna fill in the rest of these planks. Okay, the planks have all been filled in, and I like this little curvature bit at the end. And I'm sort of going for like a castle bridge vibe, like it doesn't really go like too well with my other buildings, but maybe this has been here like longer than the park itself, so they've just sort of built it around this bridge, I guess. I know I like doing that sort of world building, but yes, this helps me get a good shape of how I want this bridge to fit in and how I can build around where people will be walking. So I reckon I'll mainly use andesite and stone for this build, but I'll probably try and mix in some other blocks, like maybe some iron bars. I think I might do these ones. These ones look pretty cool. Okay, what I've done is I've just grabbed a bunch of blocks I think I'll use in this build. I think it might be cool to make it go out 2 blocks down there, so make it start there and bring it into here, just to make it a bit thicker and look more structural. Okay, I've got no clue what I'm doing, but maybe it'll turn out fine. Sometimes it's fun to have no clue what you're doing and just see how something ends up. I don't like that. Might see if I can do a different design here rather than have a flat wall again. Okay, I like this little design I've done here, but I put iron bars here and it doesn't look right to me, so I need to figure out something else. But I have an idea, and that is glass panes with probably something like this. I don't know, we'll have to give it a try. Oh yeah, that looks way better than the iron bars. It also sort of has an iron bar texture, but it's just got this little border, which I just like that a lot more, even though it's glass. And I'm probably gonna repeat this exact design over there. Okay, I got some even more blocks to mess around with. We've got these, which look really nice. They have a little bit of grass at the top, and also these pillar wall things. But unfortunately, these don't connect to these for some reason, which is quite weird. I think I can make it work anyway. I don't think I want the grass showing on like every part, so I think I can just put a wall over there, and you can see a little bit there, but from over here you just can't notice it at all. And it just adds that little top part there, which looks really nice. And then maybe I can just do something like this here, and then plop that and plop that there. And how does that look? Need something else. I can probably use these. Yes, I need to get rid of that dirt. Okay, this is nice. I might bring it up just a little bit more, and then I'm happy with this design. Oh, what if I plonked these on top? Okay, oh my gosh, I did it again. I don't like it on these two here, but I do like it on those ones. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat that over here now. Okay, I have now repeated it over there. This isn't a very good angle. Let's have a little flyover. It's pretty much exact. I added this extra little bit there just going in, which I'll also repeat over here. But now I want to start doing the arch, and I want to try and do like a cool design for this arch. I don't want to be just blank stone, no other colors. I want to try and get some extra color in there, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that or what blocks I'm going to use yet. But I want to try and make it cool. And this grass here is annoying me, so I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, I quickly just put this here because I had an idea of how to make like this area better and also this area better, and that is to use chains. So I was thinking doing stuff like this. Yes, I like that. Can it connect to this? Oh my gosh, it can. Ooh, and then I'll just like do these ones here. Might also plop a lantern there. Yeah. The unfortunate part about chains is that you can't see them from far away, but I could probably find a mod that lets them render. So you can't see them here, but when I get a bit closer, you'll be able to see them render in, just like that. I'll probably see if I can find a mod that lets them render from further away. Okay, I keep getting caught up on like tiny details. I need to get the arch built. Once again, I don't have much of a plan. I'm just gonna place blocks and see how things look. I just started placing blocks and I like this. I really like how these pillars have little bits of grass at the top. It's just a nice little bit of color, and I do want to test, is it possible to plant things on those little bits of grass? Let's give it a test. And Oh, you can't. I'm right clicking right now. That's sad. I do think this is solid though, and I think I'm gonna try and get it to come up to here, and then it'll like slowly like curve down to like the side here. I'm not great at curves though, so this might be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, is that curving well? Ooh, it is. Okay, now I just need to connect it to that. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now, earlier I said I want to get some different colors, so I'll probably like figure out something to put behind here that isn't stone, because so far I've just used stone and a bit of andesite. Okay, cool. I've repeated it on the other side and it's turning out so nice. This is what I was envisioning and it's coming out really well. Because I feel like most time I envision something and it just doesn't turn out as good as I want, but this is actually turning out as good as I want, which is a nice change. One thing I like doing is challenging myself to use blocks that you wouldn't usually use in builds, and sometimes those can be functional blocks. So obviously a lot of people use barrels for builds because they look like spruce. Let's use one of the fossils in archaeology blocks, which is the sifter. It looks like oak, but has a little round bit at the top, and I don't know how much of these I'm gonna need. I'm just gonna make it 8. I'll give you a quick example. So if I put this here, and then I put the sifter on top, it's sort of a really good transition into a darker brown. So if I want to put like oak logs on top, for example, look how nice that is. I love that. I could do oak here, but I feel like the oak logs are a bit too dark. So what I actually might try is this dense sand, which is a fossils and archaeology block. Yes, I like it. That's very close to that texture right there. They blend very well. Okay, this is perfect. I think most of it will be dense sand just because I think most of it will be dense sand just because I like the block a lot, but I'll have these two here, and then we'll put the dense sand all along here, and then we'll see how it looks. I also got some polished granite just to put in the little corner there. Oh, actually, do I like that? I'm gonna put it over here just to see if I like it. Okay, let's have a look. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that scaffolding. Oh yeah, that looks so much better now that it's on the other side. But if you guys have any other suggestions to what blocks I could change it to, let me know, but I think this is good for now. And I just realized that's this side of the bridge done. I've just got to flip it and put it on the other side now. So I guess I could just do a quick time lapse of me doing that though. I might get to work. Okay, so it's been a few months since I've made a Dinosaur video, so I haven't even gotten the chance to talk about the new Jurassic World movie. And my review of that movie is it's better than Dominion. Let's just say that. I think it's, for me, at the same level as Fallen Kingdom, but it's not as good as the first Jurassic World movie. One thing that really upset me is just how like sort of dumb the dinosaurs were. Like when they were chasing like a main character, they would run it or swim at like the slowest possible speed just because they have plot armor. And also the characters, I don't know, I just didn't enjoy them as much as I have in previous movies, like the Jurassic Park movies and the Jurassic World movies. Like I love Blue the raptor, I love Owen, I forgot his name, but I like the nerd guy and the other mercenary guy. There was 2 mercenaries, I believe. There was Scarlett Johansson and then there was a guy one, which I forgot the name. By the way, Scarlett Johansson's probably like my second favorite female actress, but I feel like her performance in the movie wasn't the greatest. There's so much more I could say, but I've sort of run out of time in this little segment, so I'm gonna get back to you in Minecraft. Okay, this video is almost 40 minutes long, but I have a rule with my videos. I only make videos that I would watch myself, and for me, I don't feel satisfied yet. So it's probably going to be a 50-minute long video. But we don't have that much to do. We've only got to build this path, add foliage to this enclosure, and then hatch or birth all the creatures and hatch dodos, I guess. But yes, I am so glad I spent the time on this bridge. Like it's taken so long, but it's so worth it. I'm so this is like one of the most beautiful bridges I've ever built. Oh, that's unfinished. I need to fix that. Also, this is all unfinished as well. But like, look how nice this bridge is. And it's so nice to walk across as well. It's such a nice wide pathway. I need to hurry up, so I'm gonna stop yapping. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish getting in all the walls, which includes this bit of wall here and the walls over there. Then I'm gonna start like trying to birth and hatch all the creatures, and then I'm gonna decorate the enclosure. So I'm gonna bring this pathway over this way a bit. I'm thinking when it gets to like here, we're gonna go up like one block and go up another block here. I don't want to place that there. And then one more block right here, I reckon. Now I need to figure out where this path is gonna go and how it's gonna go to the top of the mammoth. Okay, so I've started the path here and I don't need to complete it. I'm just gonna get it to here and I can focus on it later because right now I just mainly want to focus on enclosing the enclosure so nothing can escape. But at least we now know where to put the walls and stuff. So two of the reasons why I raised the path up here is so that the animals can't escape as easily. It's just easier if it's elevated a bit. And also because I can have a cooler fence than like a big ugly one like that one over there. That's not ugly, that's beautiful. And I can try something like this, which I think is so cool because I can't walk through it. A dodo could probably fit through under there. Yeah, I really like that. I think I'm gonna try and put these vertical cut stone things under every pillar. Okay, I'm just gonna continue the mountain onto this part of the path. I'm not gonna make it stone like this stone wall here. I'm gonna have it as the same rocks as I used over here. Just like continue it over here, just because I think it'll look better. Okay, I finished building this and I'm really proud of it. I really like the little bits of detail. So now I've got 2 more areas to patch up. Oh, 3 actually. I've got to do this area and I'm not quite sure what to do with this area yet. So I think I'm just going to put some temporary blocks here, probably just dirt, because I've still got to build the river this way and I don't want the water flowing out. And over here I'll probably just copy some sort of sewerage block thing, just with bars so creatures can't get through but water can pass through. So I'm gonna get to work on that. Shush. 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 Okay, the enclosure is fully enclosed now. I added some iron bars down there, added a dirt wall there, which is temporary, and I also added this here. I'm very excited to start birthing these mammoths and megaloceros. I'm just gonna grab some cows from this very ethical cow farm. Come on, guys. Hopefully I can pull them out. Yep, here we go. Come on. I'm gonna try and get like that many more. Hopefully that should work. Okay, come on out, you come. I think that's good. I gotta get to a bed. Come on, guys. Okay, they're gonna have to sleep with me tonight. Please don't fall off the chain. I hate mobs and I hate torch spam. So, yeah, they're gonna have to sleep with me. Okay, cool. Please don't fall down anywhere else but down here. Oh, that was so mean. They all took damage at the same time. Okay, cool. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all the embryos and eggs. So I've actually got 6 of each. I don't think that there's 12 cows here. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to go get 5 more cows. Oh no! No one saw that. Come on, guys. Oh, one fell down. Is he alive? I have no clue. Oh, he is. I can see him down there. Walk down safely. Thank you. And now I can start making them pregnant with mammoths and megaloceros. You're pregnant. 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 Oh, who's the last one that's not pregnant? Maybe it's me. Oh no, it wasn't me. Okay, got some feeders. Grab a bunch of these. Okay, sweet as. Got a ton of ancient first spores. I'm just gonna plop one feeder here. I'll probably decorate like the position and like the feeder later. I just need to make sure that when the babies get birthed, they don't starve. I'm just gonna put all those in there. Oh, I just realized I should probably leash them all close to me so when they are birthed they are tamed to me, because I don't want any parasol situations happening again. I guess in the meantime I can hatch these dodos. I'll just chuck them around here around this feeder. Oh my gosh. They start taking damage immediately. That's crazy. But these guys should already be tamed. Yes, they are. Okay, cool. I'm ready for the mass birthing. Some of them are getting really close. Okay. Oh, 99. Here we go. Is it gonna pop out? Where is... Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Look at them. Oh, these are the megaloceros, and the mammoths are giving birth as well now as well. Oh my god, they're all eating like crazy. That's so funny. Okay, I need to check to see if they're tamed. You're tamed. You're tamed. I think we're all good. I need to get these cows away. My little army of prehistoric mammals. Look at them. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen a baby Megaloceros before. Okay, this is all very exciting, but I need to lock in and finish decorating this enclosure. And we did make a snow golem and gather all that snow for a reason, and that was because we wanted to make this enclosure very snowy. Like, it's not going to be all covered in snow, like there'll be patches of grass, but we want a fair bit of snow. Look at that guy. I don't want him to drown. And of course, I need to put all the water in. Okay, so as I said before, I'm only going to have like patches of snow. Not everything's going to be snow because I want some things to be grass. And obviously, the Megaloceros and like dodos and mammoths will probably eat a bit of the grass. I don't know. I assume the Megaloceros did graze in the wild. I don't know about the dodo and mammoth. Also, I find very white enclosures can be pretty blinding to the eyes, so that's another reason why I don't want it to be all snow. Please move. Thank you. Okay, how does this little patch look? Okay, I think that's nice. Maybe I can bring it over here a little bit, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with that. Oh gosh, I do not want anything to fall down here. I gotta build quick here. Okay, I think I've done all the snow layers on this side of the river, and I think it looks pretty nice. I made sure to use just tons of snow layers, and look how cute the mammoth is. Oh my gosh. All right, now I'm gonna put some snow on this side. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the amount of snow I've got around the enclosure. We've got a few patches here and a few patches over there, and this is what it looks like from the bridge. I think it's pretty nice. I need to get the water in though. Okay, so obviously the water level of the lake here is a lot lower than what I want this river to be. So I'm gonna make it seem more natural and have some like things that would be holding up the river up to like this height, and just have some obstacles like blocking the water, sort of. Just like that. I think that works fine. And now I need to get a ton of water, and I'm just gonna fill this up layer by layer. And bam, that's the river done, I think. I'm not going to have it all the way up because most rivers drop down a bit when they get to the water anyway. And I tried to do this little rock cascade thing here. I think it's pretty nice. I just really hope that no dinosaurs get stuck and then drown. Also, I'm aware I just call them dinosaurs. I know they're not dinosaurs. I'm just so used to calling every creature in fossils dinosaurs. Don't get upset at me. Wow, we're actually really close to finishing now, which is crazy. Next, I think some like nice pine trees would suit this enclosure well. And the best way to make big pine trees are, of course, having 4 spruce saplings. I'm joking. We do custom trees on this channel. I do actually need some more spruce leaves though, so I will be growing more of these. Okay, cool. I feel like I've got enough spruce leaves now, and I'm gonna start making some pine trees. I also made sure to grab a bunch of birch leaves as well. I don't really know where to put this because I feel like it would block the area if it was over here. I feel like I can only really put it in like these corners over here and maybe one here. But I don't want to block the view of the mammoth, and I also don't want to block the view of the bridge. So I think I'll start the first one over here. Okay, is this too tall? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm trying to do different branches on this tree. I'm just gonna see how it turns out, but they're mainly gonna look like this, and they're gonna go all the way around the tree. Okay, well, this tree took like ages to build, but I'm actually really proud of it. I'm glad I put in the time to make it look good. It's a bit bigger than I would have like wanted, but I don't think it's bad, and I don't feel like redoing it either. And look how much the mammoths and megaloceros have grown. Oh my gosh, are they escaping? Okay, I don't think they can. Oh my gosh, I'm so worried. Yeah, look at these fellas. Some reason they're hugging this wall, which is a bit annoying. I don't know why they're doing that, and the other mammoth is having a swim in the water over here. And the mammoth came out of the water. But yeah, the megaloceros are nicely spread out. I think I'm going to build one more of these trees. I'm a bit scared to put it here, but I think I might. I just gotta think about this a bit more. You know what? I might just leave it with one tree in this enclosure at the moment. Maybe I'll build another one, but I think it's actually fine having one tree, especially since it's such a massive tree. I think something I can do instead is have a bunch of really tiny trees, just like little stump trees. Something like this. This looks a bit weird. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Look how big they're getting. They're so cute. Okay, I've just spent the last like 10-15 minutes putting all these little trees around the enclosure, and this tree definitely dwarfs these little trees, but I still really like these little trees. But this enclosure is so close to complete, I've just got to add some foliage. I want to use these dill hoffias, but I only have one, but I can bone meal them, which is very good. Okay, now I have a butt ton. Okay, I'm gonna start the foliage by just getting a few bushes around, and I'm not gonna make these bushes too big. I'm pretty much just gonna have patches of them. Okay, I've got a lot of bushes around here now. Maybe I went a bit overboard, but I'm gonna put in a bunch of the plants and stuff and then see if I need to remove some of the bushes. Holy moly, 25 minutes just went by and I'm not even done decorating this enclosure, but look how good it looks. It's so beautiful. It's like an open forest that's just transitioning from winter to spring, and so the ice is melting, and so there's still patches of snow, but all the plants are starting to flower, which is really nice. Okay, I'm gonna place one more right here. Okay, I'm almost pretty confident in calling this enclosure finished. The last dandelion. Okay, again, something weird with the recording happened and the next part cut out. But in the next scene, I named the dodos after what you guys told me to name the other dodos in the last video, because now I've got more dodos, so I may as well name them after the ones you guys left. So this is Luigi because they sound like Luigi. This is Pot Pie. This is Doodoo. And this is Polly. Thank you guys for the lovely name suggestions for the dodos. And I think it only makes sense to name one of the mammoths Manny and another mammoth Ellie. But I've got 10 other name tags and I'm gonna leave them all to you guys to name. I've got 6 megaloceros to name and 4 more mammoths to name. It's also kind of funny how the mammoths all sort of stick in a herd, except for this one, which really likes having a swim. But I'm gonna end the video here. Believe it or not, but I did actually want to do some more things in this episode, but I've just ran out of time because this is already 11 minutes longer than my previous longest episode in this series. Sorry for the long video, by the way. I'm gonna plop my members up on screen right now. I really appreciate you guys, especially everyone that watched this whole video. You're the best. But yes, take care of yourself. Remember to drop in some names for these fellas. Oh, and also let me know what you want me to build in the next video. I sort of forgot my plans for what I wanted to do after the mammoth enclosure. So if anyone has any cool suggestions, make sure to either join my Discord, leave it in a video suggestions, or leave it in the comment. But yes, I'm gonna end the video now. Bye bye everyone. Take care. And that's about end of the video. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you want to see episode 9, I've already released it. You might be able to see a bit of what I did in the background. This is by far my favorite series I've done on my channel. It means the world that I've got so many people supporting me. Speaking of people supporting me, I just want to give a shout out to all my members, which I'll have on screen right now. These guys, some of them have been supporting me for almost a year, and some of them are quite new, and I really appreciate any amount of support. I really quickly want to plug my Discord server, where I have a pretty active community, and I always love seeing new faces. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care.